All right. So when we last left off, it was session 51. So it'd be session 52 today. And Gabe had decided that he wanted to take you all to meet his new master.
Master.
Lord Gabe it? No.
Yeah. How did you know? He's going to show us the way. Do you know the way? He knows the way.
He does know the way.
And then Asiago was like, "Oh right, that dispel magic thing." And
Like,
then,
I have that. Bam.
and suddenly, I can see clearly now. The spell is gone.
Barth. All right. And who is this master of yours?
I have no idea. I just really wanted to go downstairs. I still kind of want to go downstairs, but first, let's go talk to the townsfolk, because they probably know more about what's going on downstairs.
I was gonna say, didn't we remove the curse off you or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled the spell. It was not a curse. It was literally just a spell infecting his mind because he failed the saving throw.
And the spell was basically go downstairs.
Yeah, it was just a dominating effect of, go do this.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just go down there. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions. There's candy down there.
So if we had
No
you hold
restarting. My computer is wanting to do updates. The last 2 nights I've turned it on. It's now yelling at me, do an update, do an update, do an update. It's like, oh, I'll do it. I'm just not gonna do it right now. I did it last night.
Why are you making me do more?
I'm fine with that, but not every day. It would try to pop up that window saying, do you want to restart right now? Like, well, I'll restart right after this game's over.
Yeah. Some intern is over eager and is pushing out updates.
Which is an update on a Friday.
Over eager interns. The only explanation.
It's true.
Either that or some
Or
programmer.
there's a 0-day vulnerability that they want to fix now before it becomes a problem. Those happen.
Yeah.
Microsoft probably gets 1 or 2 of those a month before it becomes an issue, and you never really hear about it unless you dig through the security updates. Because they don't talk about it until after they've gotten a significant percentage of the user base patched.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, by the way, turns out we accidentally just turned off everyone's firewalls. Oops.
Whoopsie daisy.
You guys have McAfee, right?
We've
No.
partnered with Norton and disabled your firewalls. Good luck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I prefer McNorton.
McNorton.
I prefer malware bites and just run it all the time.
I just prefer malware.
I mean, you were in CES. That makes sense. No, you're in tech support, job security. Yeah, malware for everyone.
That's what I was gonna say. It's job security.
There you go.
Jay, on the other hand, probably is now plotting all our demises.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some malware in my system because
Don't you deal with payroll? That you're a monster.
because
Payroll, man, a monster.
it would incentivize the government to change a 21-year-old outdated piece of shit software for something better.
You know that's not accurate.
That would cost money.
That's literally what it is. That would cost money.
Or, and since this government, this might actually be more true. The right person didn't suggest it.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one. I don't know, Gabe's pretty white.
It's not even the white thing.
It's totem pole.
Do you know the right people, Gabe? Do you hang out with Karen in accounting?
He does go on walks with many people who all want to bitch about the same guy, so possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a
Last time you
project.
went golfing with your congressman.
Right.
Are you friends with the equivalent of Eli?
I mean, technically, I'm a project manager. And so I deal with our directors a lot. It just also happens to be that our budget has to go through the board of directors, which I have zero influence on, and everyone on the board of directors has like a minimum age of 75. So
Yeah.
trying to convince them to do anything tech related, good fucking luck. It's a sad state of affairs, but we're gonna be forced to change in a couple of years anyway because they're decommissioning the software.
We just
Yeah,
need to
that
make
that happens.
that didn't make Wizards change anything when MTGO started hammer or were like
Yeah.
they still use were.
I have stories about War. Um,
Are they trauma?
It's just suffering.
yeah,
It's all
Yeah.
suffering.
because the program went out of its way to like eat data, destroy
Uh-huh.
results, make me
Yep.
have to post it again, then have to then open tickets to remove the second posting because it turned out it actually did take it the first time, but didn't tell me till the next week.
Oh no.
And then you had
People-
no easy way to deal with it. You had to write emails asking them to fix it.
It took months to upload the results to GP Vegas, the first GP Vegas, because the system kept crashing because the tournament was so big.
Yeah.
So we had to do
Oh.
it in but like, how do you do it in batches when the tournament size is over 5,000?
So no, I actually had one where it was one of the pre-releases. Wizard Events Reporter wouldn't let me upload it at first because there was more than 64 people in one event, and they're
Yep,
like,
that makes
stores
sense.
don't run events longer than 64.
Yep, that was very much the problem that we ran into.
I'm like, go F yourself. But like Outer Planes regularly runs pre-releases with like
100 plus people.
yeah.
We will be standing room only sometimes.
Which is weird because I never thought of Outer Planes as a large center, but like when you talk to other game people across the state, like 64 people is a big event for most
Oh,
game
yeah.
shows.
No, yeah, we are. I am. You and I are both very what I would call spoiled for events at other parts.
Yeah, not just role-playing games, but like card games and events, and not even Magic card games. We ran a 120-person Kotai event for Legend of the Five Rings.
Mm-hmm.
It was the
Damn.
largest Kotai event on the continent that year.
Yep.
And that's counting Gen Con and a few other big conventions.
Wow. Is Legend of the Five Rings still a thing?
They rebooted
Yeah, but it turned into a the pre-built deck games, you know, where you it's a deck building game now rather than a collectible card game, and they sound real similar and they look real similar when you glance at it at a distance, but they are a different beast.
So
Deck
it's kind of
building
like
games-
Flesh and Blood. A little bit.
Yes.
I want to get into that game. It looks fun.
I'd rather get into Lorcana.
The who to what now?
Lorcana.
Is that the library one?
It's the Disney one.
Oh yeah.
It's
Like the name
impossible to
didn't
find
strike me,
product
but like
for
you
it,
saying
but,
the
like,
Disney one, but yeah. Like
Oh.
when I first saw that, I was like, no, this is just someone in 4chan like making up something that they'd love to buy as a
Oh
product.
no, it is.
And
very
then like,
much
oh
the
no,
same.
it's a real product. I'm like, who approved this?
The problem is that it's like scalpers are all the fuck over it
Yeah.
already. Like,
Well, because everyone's convinced it'll be the next Magic, but they're not giving it a chance to become the next Magic, if that makes sense to people.
because no one can play it, because no one can get the product,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
scalpers are getting it all.
Well, it's selling.
That
Or
is a good point.
sales are sales.
But you gotta still have people interested in it.
You have to have tournaments to get good feedback on game balance if you're actually trying to make a game that will have good legs. It's
Because
like
at some
how.
point, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say it's the difference between, and this is not a Magic reference. This is a Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
One of them is a good game.
Yep.
And still exists.
The Yu-Gi-Oh still exists, but it's not a good game. They don't get good feedback because they don't give a shit.
Also, the player base is fucking trash, but that's a different conversation altogether.
And Pokemon has changed a lot because it's not the same game as it was originally. Magic is closer to what it used to be than Pokemon is from what it originally started as.
Really?
But it's still a good game.
I would
It
argue
just
that Pokemon got easier to understand in later iterations.
yeah, no, they took what they learned things and they made it a game that was easier for kids to get into.
Cool.
Kids could force their way into Pokemon because they loved Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's now something that you know. I think kid doesn't even have to like Pokemon to have a good time with the game. It's actually a well-constructed game.
Yep. I kind of remember. Yeah. Anyway.
Yu-Gi-Oh relies on big number better.
Yep.
Yeah. The ultimate power creep.
And then they do slash and burn bannings in order to get the power creep down, and then it starts over again, and they wash, rinse, repeat every some X number of years, but X is never a constant.
Sounds like Magic, honestly.
Magic's gotten a little bit of that issue, but Wizards does a much better job of pruning things along the way, and not letting things out in the wild that are too much of a problem. Things can become a problem in Magic because Magic has such a large group of playtesters who are willing to jump on any degenerate pattern form as soon as it becomes available. But that happens in any game. It's just Magic is filled with people who are looking for those from the get-go.
Yeah. Apparently, they finally realized that they're printing too many cards too quickly, and are planning on slowing things down. But they already have things scheduled out for the next 3 years, so it's going to maintain its steady pace of oh god, oh god, oh god for 3 years before it finally fixes itself.
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to get the last gasp of people playing in person because Hasbro became convinced that all their money was going to be in playing online. Because that started even before the pandemic. Hasbro was, before the pandemic, became convinced that they were going to be able to kill off all the small game shops and have all of their money come directly through online interfaces on consoles.
They've been working on that since early iterations of
Since
the
4th edition.
Duels
4th
game.
edition D&D was when they started that. It didn't work.
yeah.
It crashed and burned so bad that Hasbro killed 4th edition as a result.
Yep. It's part of why 4th is considered widely unpopular.
And yet it sold better than 3rd edition did.
Really?
I
Like,
would argue that
its
it wasn't
numbers-
a bad system.
4th edition sold crazily well, but it
I
didn't
was
sell. It didn't sell what Hasbro wanted it to. Hasbro wanted it to sell twice as many books, and so Hasbro
they
considers it a failure.
I'm gonna say which they did by printing like Player's Handbook 1, Player's Handbook 2, and Player's Handbook 3, which would have like 2 or 3 extra classes. Which, to be fair, they kind of did in 3rd and 3.5 because they had compendiums like Divine Power and Book of Vile Darkness and
But in 3rd edition, it was a growing market, so that every year Wizards could see a clear like 10% more people playing every single year, year in, year out, from 2000 to 2008. There was like a clear progression going up. Like the player base was doubling every like 2-3 years.
And by 4th edition, we started getting Pathfinder, which was causing issues for Wizards of the Coast because Pathfinder was the crunchy game that all the 3rd and
it was the 3.x continuation is what it was.
Down to the fact that there were people who worked on 3rd and 3.5 as a part of the team.
Because Wizards fired them all, and then Lisa hired them all immediately. Like literally, as soon as they left the building with their severance checks, Lisa came out in a trench coat and a 6-pack of wine, going, "Can I interest you in a new game company to keep writing the same stuff?" Free RPGs on the side of a van. Oh,
you guys
fuck.
want to make some magic?
All right. So in our game here, what's the name of the area that we're in?
You guys are in the Central Plateau, and you guys are heading to a village.
We don't know this village's name or anything. Okay.
It's on the coast. You guys are literally approaching it. You can see a bunch of fish pens on the side of this lake, a bunch of huts, somewhat similar to the huts you'd seen made elsewhere. These are more rectangular, though. And use more, because there's not as much palm tree stuff here. It's using more of the deciduous trees that are up here on this plateau. They do have a bunch of huts that are stake-driven into the actual lake itself. So there are a bunch of huts that are both out on the water as well as huts on the land with a small fence around it. You'd guess it's about the same size as the number of people who live in that main village back down on the peninsula that you guys have your relationship with. But they're in a semicircle along the coast rather than being separated out into 4 tribal villages inside the larger village.
Hmm.
And they also don't have a big cemetery in the middle, so they clearly don't have that same relationship with their dead. Just from like a architectural like defines culture standpoint as you're approaching. People do look a little weirded out as you're approaching because you guys are flying, I imagine.
Well, one of us is probably because we have Baxter with us, right?
Yeah, so dragon, kind of
Yeah.
freaky. Yeah.
He's cool though. He's chill. Don't worry.
We have little S Dragon Slayer.
So we got the dragon in check.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah, and so you guys can hear some talking, and it's that same sort of Creole kind of language that the villagers on the peninsula are speaking, where it's clearly some form of Theatis merged with some other language that has loan words from both, with
Okay.
like a grammar that like might be Theatis in one sentence, but like other parts are clearly that other language source.
Right.
So you guys can understand most of what they're saying. And several warriors come up, like warding you off. You think there's maybe a few hundred, not 1,000, but like several hundred to just under 1,000 people in that range dwell here, or could dwell here based on the hut count.
When you say warding us off, what do you mean? Like they're waving
Holding,
weapons?
they're not
telling
waving
us-
their weapons; they're just holding them up as you guys are approaching. Because Baxter has them a little freaked out. Alabaxter's a little intimidating, unless you know him personally and realize that as long as you feed him, he doesn't give a fuck.
Okay.
He's perfectly pleasant.
I mean, as long as he's well fed, your dragon is remarkably chill.
Yeah, literally. In fact, I would like to even communicate that as best as I can in the butchered Theation that I think I know.
Yeah, it's when they talk, it's not quite the same like language style as the folks in the peninsula, but
Right.
there might be hundreds of years between contacting these people, so the language will definitely have drifted a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not expecting them to fully understand me, but that is what I will say in Theation in the hopes of creating a less concerning environment for them.
Yeah,
Or
like
four.
one of the words you keep hearing is like they're trying to make sure you're not headhunters. That's the word that you hear.
Talent
you-
scouts maybe, but headhunters no.
And then they ask for they two men come up, both older. They're introduced as Fano, who is the talking chief, and then there's a village leader, Umlaut. So Fano, the talking chief, is this elderly man. He's kind of badly scarred with a crippled left arm. Little standoffish. Umlaut, who was introduced as a tribal leader, a village leader, is dressed in what you guys recognize as the same sort of outfits that a lot of the elderly women who took care of the religious duties were dressed in down in the peninsula area, but clearly done as a man. None of the men wore that down there, but that might just be a cultural difference. It might be that this is a religious figure of some sort, because it's clearly the same kind of dress style, but not like in a male version rather than the female version that had been worn by the old women down in the peninsula. What brings you? Are you headhunters? You come from the direction of the island.
Really quick, just before, as we're approaching, I feel like maybe if we designate a mouthpiece, so to speak. I know that Brother Linus sometimes disagrees with my approach to things, and I can't fault him for that. So I'm clearly not a candidate, but Blarth, Asiago, Linus, I have garbage charisma. I'm at a -1. I should not be in charge of talking to fucking anybody. So who
Yeah, I
here
can
wants
talk.
to
Yeah,
lead
yeah.
point?
I suppose I'm our shit charisma as well.
I was gonna say not to meta super hard, but
I
like
don't have any pluses, but I suppose I don't have any minuses.
making you the highest one currently.
Jesus.
Our face is technically Avino, the NPC,
Where
level
is she?
2.
Is she with us right now?
She's with us. Yeah, she's
Perfect.
chilling.
So yeah, she'll be. Oh no, we are travelers. We from distant lands. We are not headhunters. We just happen to be coming from that direction, not from that island itself.
Does what is her name? Avina? Avino?
Avino.
Avino. Does
Avino.
Avino is
Avino
her nickname. Filaretti is her actual name.
does Avino know Elf?
That's a
I think
good
she
question.
knows Theatis and Traladarin.
Yeah, I think I just went with like regular
Yeah. All right. I was gonna
DM.
try and be like low key, like tell them da 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 da. Like,
I mean, you could probably just tell them in yeah, she has Theation and Treldarin. So if you know
Yeah.
either of those, you could probably just tell her in that and then she can communicate.
I like don't apparently. I thought I did.
You don't have Theation or Treldarin?
I think
Mm-mm,
she has common, which is the Theation.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can just tell her low key in Theation and she can translate it to them.
Then yeah, I think what we would want to communicate through Avino would be that like we mean no harm. We're here on an exploration mission to learn about the islands. In particular, there's this like super cool spot over like yonder that like gave us some vibes, and we were just wondering if you can help us maybe better
The Taboo
understand
Island. We do not speak its name.
why.
It's a forbidden island. The
Why?
headhunters most recently have come from there.
From there?
If you can end the evil spirits who are on the Taboo Island, who have uh, several of our warriors have been lured into thinking it, but they clearly are either fallen prey to whispers in their minds or just have horrible deep thoughts and were bad people themselves. But both some outsiders have come, as well as some of our men have fallen victim to it, and they are headhunters who will attack and kill those here in the village. They dwell out on the island itself. It is a place where the ancestors must have cursed us and driven us out. One time, our people had a great, vast community here on this central lake here at the middle of the world. And I know there's a greater world out beyond that, a raised plateau rising above the clouds. We used to dwell all across it, centuries and centuries ago. But the gods turned on us. We must have done something, and in our hubris, lost everything. And now that curse that befell us still lives out on that island, and it endangers us all to this day. Could you investigate and maybe put a stop to this?
Yeah, I don't
mean,
see why not.
Yeah, dude,
I
that's
fear that
pretty cool.
it is only recently in the last few years that the headhunters have become a problem. Prior to that, the few renegades here and there, but it is only in the last few years that I feel something evil has awoken at the heart of the island and has driven these men to madness.
Can we ask them to draw us a picture of the headhunters, like what they look like?
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot like the local warriors, only with like slightly different face paint. It is the locals
Is this like a
who
Reaver
have turned on them.
situation?
Kinda, yeah.
Got it. So like they were formerly warriors and now maybe they have like
And
slightly
some of them are
okay.
outsiders who came from the outside area, but like basically they're like, you're the only outsiders we ever talked to who didn't just immediately become these headhunters.
So how do they know the difference between a headhunter and a returned?
You haven't just started attacking people.
So they're uh prone to aggressive
Violence.
behaviors. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the talk first. Sorry. Got it.
Yeah. They'll tell you they've lost many. They say they've lost 1 in every 3 people to either being murdered
lot.
or joining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this village used to be much closer to 1,000 people. It's now like 500.
Would you say that you guys are like generally really good at fighting these kinds of things?
I
Defending
mean,
yourself, protecting yourself.
mostly defensive that they have to deal with is when the occasional like wild animal like a saber-toothed cat or a dire wolf comes up and over the lip of
I see.
the hills. Like it's mostly lone animals that like don't have like a larger group with them that come looking for food inside the caldera here. That's who they mostly have to deal with. That or the occasional pterodactyl that decides to land and like try to make off with a kid.
Hmm.
So if you can go help them, yes, They would love that.
And what sort so like they said help, and I imagine that means getting rid of. What sort of
Yeah.
group would they require
Some
to
great evil must have been inside the old temple, and they'll lay out where the temple is because they know roughly where the temple is, and like you guys know as well because that was the same entrance. So they're like the headhunters live inside that temple. The temple's forbidden to us. We're not supposed to go in it. Someone must have gone in. It's an outsider years ago and woken something up deep inside. But that said, our ancestors may have left great treasure, so we don't mind if you take things because we're not supposed to take those things. But if you take it, you're not a descendant of our ancestors. You would not get the. There is no curse for you to have to befall. You are outsiders. You should be safe. So any treasures left behind by our ancestors are yours to take as long as you can stop this great evil. We ask for your help because we have been unable to stop them.
Dude, like, it looks at Asiago. If you were able to, like, I don't know, dispel them more, I wonder if we could rescue some of them. That'd be pretty cool, right?
I mean, curse stuff is nasty business, and you can only do so many. But I mean, sounds like they're pretty goddamn aggressive right off the bat. If they give us the opportunity, I suppose. But seems like we
I guess
might
we
be
could try
in
to
for quite
knock
a bit
them
of
out.
fight. Yeah, we
could
might be able to do
Hey,
something like that.
Hmm.
We'll have to see.
Hey, village people. Like, how often do the headhunters come out?
And how?
Every few weeks we have to deal with them, unless,
Oh,
like,
wow.
as long as we don't venture too far north into the lake, we don't tend to see them. But anytime we have to go out venturing further for food, they tend to get attracted. They can basically use it as an opportunity. They're clearly watching the village, so when more of our men leave to go do hunting, that's when they try to take advantage of it.
Okay.
I would
Ha-
love the opportunity to like wait for the next one, right? The next attack. And then keep one of them. And then use that one to perhaps navigate the inner workings of this tomb.
I mean, that could be like weeks from now, though, right?
We have spent much longer time waiting for you to come back from bird time.
Excuse
Just
me,
gonna point that out.
dude. It took me like a week, okay, bruh. Just like he had some really good weed. I
But
have some in my backpack.
haven't you always told us that patience is like a virtue? And that when the time is like right. I'm just saying, these are your words, not mine. I mean, if you
Bro,
don't want to follow your own advice, I totally get it.
This is also horrible. I'm just gonna have to say it.
you're like just assuming that these people will accept us for a couple of weeks. Like they don't know us.
No. I'm gonna use my charm, my charming self, to convince one of the headhunters that we're now besties and that they need to take us back.
No, but like we have to wait here in the village for weeks. You're
They
assuming
said
that
a
the
couple.
village.
They didn't say weeks. They said like it happens like fairly frequently.
I mean, you're still assuming that they like will let us chill with them for a few days.
I think they were already like, please go help save our land and our people. Take whatever treasure you want. If they're willing to let us take whatever treasure resides in their
Then we'll
holiest
start with
of
the village.
land, like maybe we just vibe here for a little bit and gain some more intel instead of just turning up like about facing and heading back
In
into
fairness, what they actually told you was, hey, you know that cursed city over there? The
Yep.
one that, like, if we went there, like, horrible things would befall us and, like, the Hooper's the gods? Oh, yeah. Anything there, we can't touch because it's forbidden by our religion. You guys can pick it up all you want. Just take it out
right.
elsewhere.
Doesn't sound great still. I'm also gonna point that out. Like that's that I don't know. I got feelings. I don't need stuff. I have plenty of stuff and I don't
Hey, you can always use more stuff.
You need people.
mm,
That's just like what you're getting at. I get it.
if you don't think it's worth our time to wait and investigate, I can respect that. I just figured I'd put it out there. But I'll let you guys decide.
I mean, hey, like village people, is it chill if we like chill with you for a little bit, and then like once we're done chilling, when the like headhunters come out, and we can go chill in the temple? Is that chill with you?
So you're gonna wait for them to attack us and then go attack them in response?
No. We're going to be here to defend them on their next attack, and then that will be the final one because we want to make sure you're safe. You said that they've been watching your village. How do you know they're not watching us right now?
They probably are from the
Right.
island because it's they're gonna point over and it's a mile or two away across the water is the village is the taboo island.
So like, what if we pretend to go off on like a hunting expedition with like all of us, but like we can like wait behind that rock over there, and then when they come, we can like ambush them.
If you wish to wait here in the village of Mantru, that is fine as long as you will at some point go to the taboo island. You are welcome to stay with us and live in one of the abandoned huts. By the way, the image I shared is the image of that entranceway that you guys had come to on the side
Oh.
of Taboo Island.
Fuck.
That was the skulls and the docks with the water, and
Mhm.
then that cave entrance. That was what you guys had seen, with the stairs going up to that way into the cliffside.
You wanted to go down there.
I mean,
now
it
we-
seems like a good idea at the time, dude.
I mean, I hate to say it, I think it is still a good idea.
All right, so like, do we wait? Do we fake a hunting party to like lure them out?
Well, you hated that idea, so maybe we just go back.
No, see, I honestly that was my mistake. I generally thought that he had said weeks, not days. Days, that's whatever. Weeks, I don't want to chill here for weeks. Like they don't look like they got good weed.
Do they have good weed? Put that plateau weed, it's up high. I don't know.
Avina will speak. We could build a shrine to the gods. I'm sure these people would welcome a good religious background.
We're not
I mean-
colonizing the area, sweetie. I appreciate your efforts.
I mean, it wouldn't be any trouble. I don't mind doing the work. It's my sacrifice for bringing peace to their souls.
Why does this remind me of that Dora Explorer?
I'm afraid they might find that hostile and
Dora,
But I'm gonna
explorer.
I'm gonna bring to them the truth so that they can find peace in the Trinity.
You know what?
Oh.
Actually, I think it's not the worst idea. If you wanted to create an environment that was welcoming, the people who were interested could come and ask questions, I think that's fine.
Okay. And she'll take that as a yes, and she's gonna go.
I'm not in charge of you though. Like if
She's
I
gonna go
tell
talk
you,
to some kids along the shore, and then start collecting rocks to build an outline of like a circle structure, and then start talking about the ways in which the Traladaran Church can aid these people in their everyday life.
See, man, this is like why I left the church. Like, as soon as we leave, whatever she tells them, that's all they're gonna know. That like if they lose that knowledge, it's not inherently gonna come back to them.
I
But like
don't
Gaia,
think a 12-year-old can disrupt an entire way of life.
I
dude.
want that to be that scene. I don't think if we just leave a 12-year-old here, it's gonna cause that much disruption to their societal grouping. 6 months later.
Just fire and carnage.
I could be wrong, but if I am, she's being
Just-
vastly underutilized.
Just outriggers of fearsome warriors on a holy crusade across the oceans.
Yeah, there's millions and millions of them. They've built mechs. It's like, oh
Where
god,
were
what
they
have we
hiding
done?
all these people? Why did they only come out when she was there?
She's like level 3.
All right.
I was like 12.
Seems like we're all agreeing we're gonna be staying here, yeah, for at
I
least a
think
little
she's like
bit.
13 or 14 now. It's been like a year and a half since
Well,
you guys met her.
Right. If my son went to an island to try and tell them about the Church of Undertale, I can tell you right now, nobody would follow them, and they're a charismatic son of a bitch. Like, which I could say about my son, because
I mean, but she has previous experience. She already converted a tribe of hobgoblins.
what makes you think my son doesn't have that same? I'm just saying, it's harder. I don't think it's as easy to sway a whole group of people as we're giving.
Oh no, that's
resources
true.
for.
Like at best, though, she might end up making a roundstone shrine hut,
Sure.
and maybe teach a bunch of kids stories about the Trinity.
Sure. It's
Which
like
the-
teaching another kid about Star Wars. That doesn't mean they're gonna instantly start saying "Force be with you" to everybody.
whatever. Not my
might.
kid. I'm gonna go
mean-
feed my dragon.
I don't know about you, but at my school, Star Wars definitely became "May the Force be with you" like pretty much overnight. So it happens. This is all it is. It happens.
You're saying is that Lucas is trying to corrupt our children?
Yes.
I mean, he's not trying. He successfully corrupted the children. That's why we have all the problems we have.
All of them.
Brothers kissing sisters.
So yeah, you guys get to spend some time here in the village. What are people doing? I assume Alabaster and you are like fishing for food.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll find a way to feed him.
Because Alabaster's okay in the water, and this is nice. This is like cool water. It's high up. It's not like all that warm water that he's been having to deal with down lower in the jungle.
Oh, good. So he's relaxing.
Can I be heard?
Yes.
Am I still talking?
Yes.
I
I know.
can't
Are
hear
you?
anyone.
Uh oh.
Well, now I can hear Gabe.
Okay. Welcome
Here.
back.
For a second there, I didn't hear anyone at all. I was like, "What's going on here?"
Weird.
Transient hearing loss.
It's nice to hear that Baxter's relaxing. It's a nice relaxing water.
Yeah, there's actually some decent sized fish that are kind of slow. This is not a high predator environment, so Alabaster is now apex predator eating fish.
Awesome.
At first, some kids are scared, but some kids are super curious. So if you're willing to, like, you and Baxter become like an object of like children fascination.
All right, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
See, if anything, that's gonna
Gather
give a fish to
around,
everybody.
children. So if you stand in front of his mouth, he might eat you.
Yeah. So actually, Avina will in fact take advantage of this by using the cultural touchstones of a dragon knight with the traditional knighthood of Chaladarn Church to use that as a way of telling culturally important stories about the Trinity. And using the fascination with the dragon as the touchstone method. Because she's willing to take advantage of things. Because she needs to convert, Brother
Everybody.
Linus back to the fold. And so this is her method of doing that.
So
Lars, are you being used like a discount Jesus right now? You're kind of
a little bit.
This reminds me of like the early 2000s when you would get those like rock and roll Christians who would come through to try and make the power of
Yes.
Christ seem like totally metal. Like, worshiping Jesus doesn't have to be lame; it could be totally
shit.
rad.
Are we gonna be faith plus
Christian
one?
rock.
Is that what's happening right now?
Eleanor doesn't even really care.
I need you in my life, Jesus.
Let's take all their popular hymns and remix them with, with Christian values. Oh God.
Yeah, just you throw in some Jesuses in there. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Turns out all the immortals actually just one guy, multiple personalities.
Yep.
Yeah. So Linus seeing this, he's all make love not war. But he's definitely going to pull out his pipe, go approach the elders of the village, sit down and have a pipe ceremony with them and espouse the virtues of Gaia, which I'm sure he's sure they already worship, of course. But give them warnings of the
they'll talk about how at one time they had gods, but in their hubris they had done something to anger the gods, and the gods struck their civilization down, and how some of their people fled in all directions away, and they're certain that descendants of like their kin are as far flung as other islands or maybe other lands from here. They're just the ones who didn't leave where the city was, They say that as a result, they no longer worship the gods. They instead venerate their ancestors who, through their struggles, have persevered to make sure that they're here today. So it's less about worship and more about veneration and understanding the lessons. Um, However, they're not convinced that if the Earth is a power like you say it is, it isn't actually just an adversarial thing. So not a thing that needs to be worshipped.
I mean, dude, like, that's totally vibing. Like, you don't have to worship Gaia to like be one with Gaia. I
I
get
love
it.
how there's just like this 16-year-old kid who's trying to wax metaphor with
Yeah.
village elders.
Just
I mean, he's
hippie
read a
teenager.
lot. Yeah, he's also really baked, so he's probably coming off in his mind a lot more eloquent than he actually is. He's using really big words, but like incorrectly, and uh, he will definitely at least give them warning of their youth being corrupted by
Yeah. So
the foreign
group
church.
the group's gonna spend some time here. Prepping, studying, keeping your eyes open. Are you guys literally going to wait until the next time the headhunters attack the village before doing anything else, or did you guys have a plan for? Oh, it's been a couple of days. If they haven't attacked, are we going to do something different?
Well, that's why I was saying we should consider trying to like bait and switch them, where we like because they attack typically when the village goes out and hunts, so we can like pretend to go out and hunt, hide, wait for the attack to near, and then charge back in and mop them up.
So now that you've gotten a chance to talk, some of the attacks that occur, they don't ever all come at once. These are not like every single headhunter come. It's more like 2 or 3 headhunters will come and like sneak into the village and kill somebody or grab somebody. So it's small raids rather than organized attacks. It's not the Vikings show up in their longship. It's Bobby and his 2 cousins show up in a canoe.
Well, if we can watch for that canoe, that'll be even easier because we want to like grab one and try and dispel the domination, or at
Mhm.
least mess with them magically to see what we can do with it. I think. Is that the
If you
idea?
guys are
What?
sticking around for that and then deciding to go out, how many days are you guys going to wait before you head out?
Suppose that's something we can discuss. One question I did have would be, so they're not aggressive toward one another, and it's based on this curse more or less, right? Like they're
Like
immediately
zombies.
aggressive to anybody else.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, given it is just a curse. I mean, just a curse, right? But
Just a curse, man.
I wonder. If there's some way. I mean, yeah, exactly. Elnor's plan brought up earlier as far as utilizing one of them. That's probably the best call as far as like at least getting us in the front door without the shit hitting the fan immediately, perhaps. But yeah, we'll see how easy it is to pull them. I suppose we got some options for that.
I want you to know that somebody wrote a soundtrack for this specific village.
No shit.
Dang,
Wow.
Good bard. That's awesome.
Let's go.
I suppose the one thing we got going for us is we do know exactly where they're going to be coming from for the most part. So.
Oh, it's background noise. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is neat. Like some
Okay.
faint, like yeah.
Real quick before we get distracted, while Linus was conversing with the elders, they mentioned the city. Linus is going to ask where this city that they fled from was. Was it here in the caldera? Was it somewhere else on the island?
It's the whole caldera and then spreading out across the higher plateau.
So there was a city here, and it has fallen into ruin.
Yeah, the caldera is the volcano that the gods forced to erupt in the middle of the city.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. And we didn't, while we were out on the rest of the plateau, we didn't see ruins or anything. It was just flat grassland, yeah?
Yeah, but you weren't looking that hard. You weren't like looking for archaeological digs or anything like that.
No, but like, I mean, typically, even in the current day, thousands of years later, you still see like, parts of walls, bits of buildings here and there, a footprint that's very obviously squared.
Yeah, unfortunately, a volcano had gone off, so
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
uh,
Okay.
a lot of that stuff all got covered by lava. So
Well,
it's still there, but it's covered by lava that then had topsoil and plants on top.
they should have thought about that.
Yeah.
All right.
So, how long are people gonna stick around before doing something different?
I mean,
I'd say next morning we probably just head over and see if we can knock a few of them out, right?
well, we need to bait them out because otherwise we're facing the full force inside the temple. We wanted to like try and see if we could maybe, dispel on them or decurse them, and that way we could, attempt to rescue some of the people that have been turned.
So you want to wait here until they send a party to attack, which sounds like it's been happening.
I mean, like I said, we could try and bait them out. That's
I-
also a possibility.
I can't think of better bait than just being here in this village. But if you got an idea,
Well, I mean, I feel like the dragon that we have might be a bit of a deterrent bait-wise.
yeah, I'll probably have to hide him in like one of these houses,
Just dress them up in a disguise.
like a sheep.
The big fucking sheep.
No problem.
Yeah, it's just some fishermen and a really big sheep with wings. Not a big deal. We can take it.
Yeah. Sheep with wings? Yeah, no, totally normal.
Yeah, and a really long tail and a really long neck and a lot of teeth. Normal sheep
Big
things.
teeth.
He's trying out some new garb.
Normal.
Normal sheep things.
Normal.
Yeah, no, they attack typically when the villagers go out to hunt. So there's fewer of them around. So, it sounds like we would need to like pull a goodly amount of like the hunters away visibly, and then we could, try and bait them in.
Hanga, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Hanga.
Yeah, it's probably gonna need to get Baxter. Let's see if one of them will let me house him in one of the villages here. Unless I don't know what kind of plan do you got?
I mean, as mentioned, we could either go in there and attack them, or we can try and lure them out, or just wait for them. That's like our three options at this point, I think.
But like
Unless-
luring them out, like that's not a plan. That's an idea. How are we gonna lure them out?
I mean, the talk is taking the hunters, and as they exit out the area, that might draw them in.
So you guys leave at the same time as the hunters do, and then you guys swing back towards the village?
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do about Baxter?
I mean, we take Baxter with us when we leave the village, and then
And
we
rather
wait
than
for
let
them
fly,
to.
walk them along the ground so they can't see him in the air?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I feel like they probably gotta not be baited out if he's around, but I guess we'll give it a try. But all right, guess we'll leave with the hunters.
Dun, 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 dun. So, like that the next day, or like 2 or 3 days later, like get to know some people first.
Yeah, get to know some people first. See if
Yeah.
there's,
We'll become attached emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's it
Yeah.
exactly.
Really
So
develop some
Avina
bonds.
has actually cleared out a spot up from the shoreline a bit and gotten a bunch of flat rocks and gotten the kids to bring her flat rocks and some of the basalt from the area, and has started building a foundation and then levering up a height. She's going to make a round stone house. Yeah. She's doing a 30-foot across, like, squat little thing.
You said the fishing was good here. How good's been the fishing here?
Pretty decent. Pretty
Can I
decent.
do some rolls for maybe some catch? Just for
Yeah. Like, if you guys are just fishing casually, you guys can definitely get enough to feed everyone in the group, including Alabaster. But, like, if you want, like, to get some, like, trophy fish, let's do some good rolls here.
Trophy fishing.
I
Going for
want
something impressive.
I want the record at the local drinking establishment. I don't think they necessarily have taverns here, but whatever fire pit you guys drink around.
You killed our deity.
Let it be
Ran
known.
fish to the lake.
So yeah, let's do your 2d6 plus your survival or fishing, whatever skill you want to use for fishing here.
Magikarp, no.
It's exclamation rolled. 6 plus fishing. Oh no, those rolls suck. 6.
Yeah, you managed to catch some fairly normal sized fish. You get a lot of them. Like with a 6, it means that you can definitely get more than enough to like give gifts to the rest of the people here in the village. But you didn't catch any like trophy fish or anything exceptionally large. You were just really good at methodically catching a bunch of like, just, a bunch of equivalent of trout basically. You were just catching them pretty regular. They're all like 15 to 18 inches long. But you saw village kids getting the same kind of fish. So
I will say I didn't roll it in the right place.
True.
I rolled it in BT.
But like only getting 6 means that like, yeah, you can definitely feed yourself. There's no problem with a 6 feeding yourself. You're just not doing anything like you didn't accidentally catch like a sturgeon.
No legendary fish.
And
Yeah.
even with all the fucking gear I got. God.
Yeah, which is why with the 6, you still caught more fish than other people. You just were like a machine about catching the regular fish. So you just caught a bunch of, fish that are definitely eating fish, and definitely people will take and smoke. And like, yeah, this is a large part of their calories is the fish from this lake. But that's all it was.
Disappointed.
Yeah, no, I imagine you'll have recriminations against yourself for basically little kids are fishing just as well as you. Granted, you actually caught more fish than the little kids, but that's not the point. None of the fish that you caught are larger than any of the fish the little kids caught. So it was disheartening for you because, you were expecting it to
Santiago,
be
it's
like...
not the size of the fish.
It absolutely is the size of the fish. I don't think you know what you're talking about. This, I mean, I know I saw one in there. God damn it. Next time.
Yeah, no, you actually saw 2 different sturgeons. One of them was like a 12-footer. And you're like, no, you know there's big fish out there. You know it. You'd even baited it and like put down your line at the right spot where it's deep, where the other fish shouldn't be. And you're like, no, I watched it. Like they're out there and I know it. And,
that's all right. I got bigger fish to fry.
Because all these are like 8 to 11.
You don't have bigger fish to fry.
That's the whole reason why you're upset, right?
You have regular fish.
You have regular fish to fry.
I meant as the task ahead, but all right, yeah.
It's soul crushing, is what it is. I feel your pain.
Y'all just fucking twisting that knife. Goddamn. Right out of my sheath, right into my heart. It's all right. It's all right. We'll be back. We'll be back.
I tried to tell you originally it wasn't the size that counted. You're the one who believes that it is. I was trying to make you feel better. You just didn't want me. You just didn't want to hear.
Can I just bitch about this for a minute? I just
Absolutely.
Santiago is a disappointment. I just sorry.
Dude, I
sorry.
heard...
It's a good catch. We eating good. That's fine. We got a big ass fucking dragon to take care of anyways. That probably take all Bar's time. So at least we could keep everybody else fed just fine.
So, at that point, several days later, Alabaster and let's see here. Alabaster and Blarth have made a good like impression on the kids and unattached women. Because
All right.
he's viewed as, and like a cool looking outsider. He's got a dragon. He's a beast tamer of some sort.
Good with the kids.
Yeah. Avina's made a good show of like being recognized as a good storyteller. You're not sure how successful she's been at actually converting, but like, sure, if you left here for a few years, she would definitely get some converts.
And that's why we're not leaving her here.
Shaper Linus, because he continues to talk to like the old timers, trying to like get him into philosophy battles, is not doing nearly as well.
I mean, he doesn't have the most charisma, so that totally makes sense.
Yeah. And I think Eleonora was mostly just like hanging out and like feeding little less fish.
Try. I mean, I'd like to try and get some more intel on like the neighboring area.
Which you could have talked to people and gotten some layout of it, and know that there aren't a lot of land animals living inside the Caldera. There are some. They tend to be smaller though.
Right.
They get most of their calories from fishing, but they do send out hunting teams that go. There's some paths up and over outside the Caldera so that they can get some big game and then bring it back, which is when the headhunters have classically been coming in over the last few years. And yeah, they can organize one of those and head out, which will hopefully. They don't want it to happen, but like if you're couching it as like we have a plan, we can deal with these guys. They will go along with it and organize a hunting party to go leave the place, and then rather than go up and over the Caldera, instead at the base, hide for like a day and then come back while you guys get into position to do what you're going to do.
Cool.
So they'll go along with that part of it, and that's been 3 days. You guys have made some contacts in town and can start the process. So the group's leaving town. It's a nice day out, good weather. Pterodactyls are way overhead. Some birds are hovering around closer. You guys can see in the distance a bunch of the small deer that live inside the caldera. They're like little chibi style deer. They're like 3 feet tall at the shoulder. They're little cute things. They have like that kind of look like saber teeth.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
They're
I
cute
do.
little deer, but they look like they're vampires.
Yeah, the vampire deer. Yeah.
And then a few like rodents of unusual size, not quite capybara, but like in that same kind of vein. There's some rodents that live here in the upper caldera, and that's most the extent of the land animals, other than like a bunch of birds and a bunch of insects. There's a bunch of variety of things living in the water, mostly from like eggs from things that have gotten dropped off that have now colonized this giant lake here in the center. And yeah, you guys are leaving town and you're gonna go hide and then observe. So it isn't more than like 6 hours after you guys left town that from your hiding spot you catch sight of a canoe coming from around the back side of the island in the middle of the lake, hugging towards the coastline. Looks like trying to not look like it's coming straight from like the temple.
Cheeky buggers.
And so, are you guys going to remain hiding and let them reach town? Do you guys want to try to maneuver to meet them at the shore? What's the plan?
Maneuver to reach them at the shore, probably. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I could even get a little daring with this and hop on my gator. Start to flank them in the water. How dangerous that could potentially be.
And that's terrifying, is what it is.
Hop on my gator.
Hop on my gator. Or I just go to animal form and be a gator myself. Shit.
I mean, you could have some gator on gator action over here.
Dang.
Stacking gators over in the corner.
It's a gator riding a gator, and I'm like, I'm riding it like a fucking like stand up fucking.
You're on hind legs and you got a fucking like reins on the front of the gator. Yeehaw! Oh god!
It's terrifying. No, I agree. Try to keep a low profile. And catch them. on the shore for sure.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Ooh, battle music
You guys
time?
managed to stay unseen because you guys weren't like trying to be out in the open. They were definitely looking more towards the village, and if hunters seemed to be there, rather than trying to expect you. So yeah, you guys managed to get the drop on these guys who had just come up to the side of the village and were just going to come over, and it looked like maybe make a quick smash and grab. There's only 3 of them. They're wearing face paint. They have some headdresses on, and it looks like they have some, rather than like the spears the local hunters are using. These ones look like they're just using um, hatchets,
Hatchets.
which they each have 2 or 3, so they can throw and still have a melee weapon.
Hey, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I'm over here with a bunch of extra swords and knives. But can they throw them blindfolded?
A real question.
All right, so that means what are we doing?
Hitting them where it hurts. Wait until they've landed, hopped out of their boats, and are at least a good distance away from their boats, so they can't immediately flee back to them, and then
All right,
give them a what for.
I like that. That way they can't just.
All right, yeah, you guys can be over by their boat. Is this a talk to them? Is this a throw spells? Is this a launch attack? What are we doing?
Suppose we could start with the talking, but I know Eleanor wanted to try their charm.
I'll go with whatever you guys have cooked up.
I feel like a remove curse and a dispel magic is probably our best bet. See if either of those can free them from their melees.
Yeah, I mean, if was I could work in some as far as the spell magic. What's the range on that?
At least 60 feet, but it might be 240. Let me double check. Okay, magic.
Yeah, I don't have that. Like I
Yeah,
took a
pulling
look
it up
through
right
my
now.
stuff. Did have that.
Arcane
That book
magic.
me.
Here, let me.
Dispel magic. It is 120 feet, and it's a 20-foot sided cube. So you literally, it's just a chunk where you're annulling spells inside a 20-foot section.
Jay, I just posted the Google Drive link for all of the books.
Thank you.
Yeah. So all magic effects present in the area of effect created by spellcasters of equal or lower level to you are automatically destroyed. The chance of not dispelling magic effects created by casters of higher level, 5% for each level difference.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose like as they pull up, I could absolutely just hit it with a dispel magic.
You can also choose to deliver it instead of a wide area annul, where you just like everything inside the area you're trying to dispel. You can deliver it via touch, so that you can focus it and just be like, I want to dispel this person or this item by like poking it, and rather than being like throwing out the area.
Right. I think this time we want to, if we can, yeah, we take the group unless for some reason we want to have one of them be pissed off. But yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna throw it, and at this point, what you see happen is 2 of them like hold their heads because the magic's gone, whatever was on them, and then like they both start like, what are we doing? And then the third one is like, what we're here for: kill some people and grab some folks, then we can get back. And he's flipped and looking at you guys because you had to speak the spell. So he has his weapons out. Is anyone saying anything, or are you guys just doing like the stare down?
So the last one is still standing.
Yeah, because he was never under a magical effect.
Cool.
He's just a bad person.
He's
He's just a bad
What?
person.
Wow.
I mean, the chief did mention that for some of them it was literally just because they were
Hmm.
like some of them fell
Yeah.
because they were weak of constitution. Some
No,
of them
no.
didn't need much convincing. This is probably just one of those guys.
That's That's
Yeah.
exactly. No magic needed. We don't even have to curse this guy. It's great. I don't even have to think about it.
It's like the kid who signs up to join the military. Like, no drafting, no nothing, just ready to oorah. Like,
Now here's a real question: can you become so much of a dick that you actually get kicked out of the crazy cult for being too much of a bad guy?
I think you just end up creating your own cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably take it over or something like that. Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, some sort of Seth nonsense.
All right, we got sidetracked there. We were just talking about some stuff. Don't worry about it.
You're right. I guess we don't gotta save them all. You know.
I should be
I only
concentrating on this.
I would like to think that this is all very much in character, so we can hear us bickering about whether or not we are gonna just fucking murder him for being an evil piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
I'm down for him to hear this.
Linus will be preparing a stun should he decide to provoke any sort of hostile action while we bicker amongst ourselves.
And I will prepare a Baxter.
That's I love that spell. It's a great spell.
Good.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I mean, do we wanna? I mean, we should probably at least take him out, right? Like maybe the elders can talk him into like chilling the fuck out. I don't know. He's their people.
Yeah, he's calling out. What have you done?
The adults are talking, dude. Hold on. So like,
He's got his weapons out, and he's now running for his canoe.
stun.
I think it's time for a gator on gator action.
Time to fucking-
All right.
Gatorade. Gatorade.
I am
Piece
actually.
of shit.
I am drinking a Gatorade right now, actually, by the way. Orange Gatorade.
Blam! He's stunned. I
Got him.
rolled a 7.
Alrighty.
7.
Yeah, he's I think got a plus 0 on that as a first level fighter. Saving throw versus spells.
All right, we got 3 rounds. Let's hustle over and tie him up. And then, what are the other 2 dudes doing? Are they just like having, you know?
We're probably just recovering from the trauma of being part of a cult for 2
Yeah. Are they just having a moment?
Yeah, they're having like, you know, some throw up and like be disgusted with themselves kind of thing.
privacy.
Dude, like, don't beat yourself up so much, man. Like,
Beat
you were
this
under
guy
the
up.
effect. Yeah, you just beat. This guy's just an asshole. Like, he wasn't actually under a spell.
You're like, I've been there, man.
Yeah,
I know
dude,
it's like
it's
for like 5 minutes, but you know.
it sucked, man. Like, I really wanted to go down there, and I totally get it. But like, dude,
Arguably, it's like the second time, if you count the first time being the god thing.
oh, dude, I don't even want to go into it. Tell me, it's just Gaia is just so much better. She's just all about the freedom to just be who you want to be.
I think the asshole in the group kind of thinks the same way as that. I'm not sure if that applies here.
I mean, Gaia is like only kill if you gotta eat, or if you're a cat to play with it. But we'll get into the philosophy of it later. So, I mean, if we can successfully tie this guy up, we just take all 3 of them back to town. Unless there's anything preventing us.
No.
I mean, yeah, he might not
No,
go so
two
easy.
of them will go meekly. Like there's consequences. Like they're definitely going to get judged by the community for what they did.
Yeah.
One of them actually is a local, and there's some crying about like why have you done what you did. One of them is apparently from outside the valley. He's actually from Tanaroa, the village you guys know of on the coast. He had been part of a group that ended up like trying to set out on their own. It was a group of young men from a few years back who like were trying to like find the village of the gods in the heart of the island. They were following up on that legend. Yeah, the one of them is he was also from the village, but he's the one that you guys had to stun because he'd always been kind of a bad seed, and apparently, like the headhunters let him be the bad seed he's always wanted to be.
He's
So if we kill him, like, no one would really care that much, right?
I mean,
They
might
might do it anyway. I guess we'll leave it to them.
Definitely does not seem like he's well appreciated. So yeah, you guys can find out that there's by talking to him, there's several dozen headhunters. 2/3 of them are from outside the valley. From having people who've just wandered in and gotten grabbed by the headhunters.
where from our village, or are there other villages out there?
So apparently there's other villages, but specifically it's also there are people who are from the other islands in the area who will use the north end of the island as a resource area. They will come in on boats and gather resources and send expeditions and then leave. To islands to the west are the ones that the people are coming from. Islands to the east there's too many dragons, but the islands to the west is where there's a lot of still villages all along coast that will do things like come to this island for resources, because this island is richer in resources than many of the other islands in the area.
Okay.
It's also the one that has all the dinosaurs on it. The other islands do not all have dinosaurs on them.
Yeah, it's a pretty good reason to not live here.
But it's Skull Island. Come on. It's got giant monsters and dinosaurs from
Shaped things.
ancient times. Come on, this is great. And dragons live here too.
That I don't mind as much.
Yeah.
The t-shirts.
Yeah.
My party went to the Isle of Dread, and all I got was this stinking T-shirt.
The worst.
Or the best.
Yeah, so there's a couple dozen of them. They have some priests, and they have a chief, who's the chief headhunter. There's a religion where there's some things with tentacles that they give praises to. There's some idols that they have that they give praises to. And the priests claim that they talk to the idols, and the idols direct them to do things. And that
Normal
they
stuff.
gain magical spells from that, and so they have power granted to them. So the gods never, actually left them. It's just that they now have to rebuild the society in the god's image, and that's going to require completely crushing all the people who fled from the gods the first time around.
Oof.
Wow.
Not my problem.
Real friendly, these guys. Real friendly.
You can. They make a pilgrimage apparently to a site outside the caldera. There's this site that they say is to the northwest, and it's a holy site to the gods. The gods show their form to the world and to the skies above, displaying their power.
Can they draw on a map where that is, so we can go desecrate it?
You know exactly where that is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you were there.
Yep.
That's where you received your visions to go to Taboo Island.
Yep.
That giant thing that is like 2,000 feet across.
Gotta go.
With tentacles.
We'll destroy it or pee on it, or we'll figure something out.
Tentacles. It was 2,000 feet across with tentacles.
Tentacles. How many? 10 tentacles.
Look, all I'm saying is, the guys that made Mass Effect were cribbing notes from the Isle of Dread.
They would.
They would.
No, they were just. It's that they were cribbing notes from the same people who the guys that made the Isle of Dread cribbed from in the first place.
Makes sense.
All right, so what's your plan, guys? Because you have some more info on the place. You have a rough count of numbers. Apparently, there's a bunch of chambers because it's still the temple has been hollowed out over the years. Apparently, this isn't the first group that has lived on the island. It's just the most recent. Because the temple complex was there when the first headhunters felt dreams and got pulled there to join. There wasn't anyone else there, but the temple predated them. So something built the temple after the collapse of this city.
Really?
So the temple's old, but it's post the fall of the last city. Got built before now, and it's old. It's hundreds of years old, but it got built just after the last city fell.
Okay.
And has been added to by groups over the years, because this is not the first group that has fallen sway.
So we really gotta extra destroy it if we can. Gotcha.
Extra destroy.
Dun, dun, dun.
I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I use potty.
Yeah, and actually, I want to go grab some of that food that was put in the oven.
For Ted.
Free Ted.
Sounds like a delightful idea. I'm gonna be right back myself.
All right.
You already know what time it is.
Time to drive some cars.
It's easily enough time for a race.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Take your time. Take your It's a mini pre. I gotta get in this. Yeah, Mac hop back on it. I guess he was playing the shit out of it. I need to get back on. Calling me.
Alan. Yeah.
There is a mini pre going on, son of a bitch.
Hella funny.
Alright, I'll do it if you're down. Fuck it. 3 races.
I'm knocking a whole bunch of shit. Hold on. Because I got 18th place in the Grand Prix, so I got a shitload of stuff.
Nice.
Then I almost got jalapeno in my eye.
Oh my.
It's right next to it. I can feel it burning. All right, you ready?
Oh my, yeah. All
3,
right.
2, 1. Do it. Hold up and down to control your glide distance. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Definitely. That's on.
Do you slow down at all, or?
No, if you pull back, you get more air, or you bring yourself down sooner. It's actually necessary in the Super Nintendo game to do certain shortcuts. You need to hold back to get better extension. Because that game, when you went off some of the jumps, you went you had air time. You're hanging for a good few seconds.
White Island. Oh shit.
So Mute City.
And Sand Ocean's a bitch. Good luck. Don't blow yourself up again.
I mean, I was having trouble. I'm gonna try to just play a little bit more of a patient game. But the thing is, if I just hang back, I'm just gonna get chipped out, and that's annoying as fuck too.
Spin as much as you can.
Yeah, I do.
And jumps get spin back. Spin it, jump. And spin it, jump. And spin it, jump. Spin it again. And then jump. Fucking awesome. Some people get fucking the Sky Highway hella quick. It's weird.
Bags right there. Oh boy. I wanted to call me there. Shit.
Make my way. Dude, when you get that KO on somebody, though, it's a good feeling.
All right,
Oh,
I am back.
I hit an exploding. No.
I'll blame Gabe.
Blame. Yes.
All right, so what is the plan?
I believe Mana is still away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Gabe went to get food too. $38. What'd you get?
48. Yeah. I had to play it real safe at the end there. I didn't want to die again. I got 2 rivals. All right, I'll take it. That cocky dong is right above me. Wow.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Huh? No. Thank you, though. Giant 49 fan is the first on my rival list. Oh, this course is brutal, dude. One of my matches, I never got a countdown.
That's it.
Oh man, I'm not good at that. Not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Okie dokie. So,
Yo.
how are we?
We're in the middle of a mini pre, so we'll be ready in a minute here.
Yes. It was available, got greedy. I joked about it, and then I saw it, I'm like, well, fuck it, we're... and Mana's still, I think, away right now. Or-
Yep.
She's back.
Negative.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm here.
never mind.
Okay, cool. I'm just
Eating.
eating. I'm eating my frittata.
Yeah, take your time. I'm out.
Oh,
Chicken
no.
nugget, and they are very strange.
I got smoking and someone spun attacked me. They got me good.
I did get a KO. I don't think it was you. Hopefully not.
No. It's Nin Chase or something like
Come on. Yeah.
that. Spectator run though. That's cool.
Honestly, even if I stop eating other animals, having raised chickens as a kid, I will always be okay with eating chickens.
They are the most delicious animal.
It's not about how delicious they are. Bite. The best chicken I ever ate was not the best tasting. It was a rooster. I hated that fucking rooster. I won though because I got to eat him.
Imagine if he got to eat you. Oh,
He would have
Then-
tried.
Then
He
you would have
tried.
lost. Yeah.
No!
Oh, what's
Motherfuck!
this?
I had that. I fucking.
That's right where I blew up to. Alright, we're out.
I boosted a fucking terrible place right there. I had that easy. I was in second. Ugh.
The bounce.
Yeah.
So the plan is to go investigate the thing that originally cursed or magically seduced Linus. If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, more or less.
Inside the temple. We need to go
Yes.
clear that out. Yeah. And then eventually we need to go desecrate somehow that giant tentacle monster.
Yep, that'll be fun.
But it looks like Dispel Magic works on these guys, other than the assholes. So we should probably just prepare a bunch of Dispel Magics. See how
Can't,
many we can.
can't dispel asshole.
Nope. Nope, not that spell.
I
Be real
think
What do you
nice.
mean? You totally do. It's called
Fireball.
Charm Person.
Oh yeah, no, Fireball's Dispel Asshole.
That's. I mean, that's also dispel innocent person or dispel quiet person reading a book off to their own on the side.
I mean, it's
See?
dispel person, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very versatile spell.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you never know. The innocent person or that person reading a book off to the side, they could also be assholes. You can't be too safe. We have to take
So
care
it's
of everybody.
better to be safe than sorry and just fireball them, right?
Yeah. See, I'm glad you understand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's head over to the. I guess. What is it? What is the thing that cursed you the first time?
That was a giant geoglyph on the
Yeah.
ground. But let's go take out of the temple first, and then because otherwise they're gonna keep getting raided. Also, loot.
All right. Also, loot.
Yeah, the that geoglyph. Let's see here.
Ooh-wee. But yeah. In fun news, it is the start of my vacation, y'all.
Oh,
Congratulations.
awesome.
Start of Mana's 3-day weekend. I have to close tomorrow.
Go.
I have a 3-day weekend coming up, but that's because I'm actually on the 3-day weekend right now. But that's just because I have a wedding party to go to on Saturday.
Nice.
You know, because people our age just keep getting married for some reason.
So
Yeah.
fucking annoying, man.
Weird. I mean, the last wedding I went to almost killed me, so.
Well, clearly you just need to stop going to a Mike Perlis wedding. That's
Yeah.
learn
Christ,
your
dude.
lesson there.
108 degrees. Power goes out. No AC. Fucking woo.
So that was the petroglyph. That's like 2,000 feet across.
Ah, yeah. Yep. Well.
All right.
It's like
All
a
right.
giant Nazca line of that thing. That's normal stuff. Everyday things.
Super casual, like.
Just get in the water.
This will be fine.
Get in the water.
Be a gator.
All right. What's the plan, folks? You guys can totally figure out what spells you want to have memorized. That's easy enough to change. You guys have the time to like spend a day and like redo your spells. And then what is your plan of attack? You gonna head to the temple complex, or are you going to explore the rest of the island, or what's the plan?
Sounds like it's time for the temple complex. As much as I want to go throw rocks at a pole again.
That was funny.
Some good throws too.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
when we leave the island, we activate the pole and then fly away.
Yeah, so if you scroll up, you can see the docks and the stairs going up, leading towards the ominous gateway in the back. Is just a little up in the chat from last time. Just to include it again, to make the internet use space. There it is.
Yay.
So you guys can totally arrive back there, and you guys have a procedure that you guys want to follow for exploration slash like party order, party layout, that kind of stuff.
I suppose I'm pretty damn sure Eleanor does have access to it. I'm not too sure if anybody else, but might not be a terrible idea to give ourselves a little protection from evil. We have it.
Yep, I have that.
I can do that as well.
So yeah, I'm gonna slap that on as protection from curse victims, actually specifically.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
if we each do 2, that'll be enough to cover everybody.
It says that its area effect is only the spellcaster.
It is
Okay.
in fact only the spellcaster. So
Oh,
each spellcaster can get themselves.
gotcha. Never mind.
Precisely.
Sorry, Blarf.
He'll have to rely upon, a dragon.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
It'll
good
be okay.
protection from evil.
So are you going to bring the dragon into the caves with you, or are you going to have the dragon like watch the outside?
It depends. Does it look like there's room, or is it get kind of tight?
A tight squeeze, but in 10-foot passageways, your dragon can go with you. If they get scrunched down to like 5-foot or 3-foot passageways, like windy, twisty stuff, no, he would not be able to follow you.
I'll bring him with us until it gets net bad, and then we'll figure it out.
Right.
Ooh, you think we could shrink them?
Pocket dragon.
Yeah. Is there a reduced monster in this system?
Put them in the Pokeball.
Yeah, you can do reduced size at higher level spells. Those exist. There's also there's a spell that lets you turn people into small statues that you can just put in your pocket. And I think there's a spell, I don't know if it's not in the books that I've published, but I know it's in one of the source books that lets you turn people into dolls.
That's not creepy.
Really normal.
Oh, does that mean it would turn Baxter into like a cute little stuffed animal?
Kinda, yeah.
Like a squishmallow.
That sounds amazing. I want a Baxter squishmallow.
Yeah, for some reason Baxter's like a little leery of you now. Doesn't know why you're looking at him like that.
He's gonna be so fluffy.
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish. How do you guys want to do our order? Like, should I be at the front with Baxter or the back? Or in the middle?
Depends on how much you care about Baxter being the first thing that's seen, because he's kind of big, isn't he?
Oh, I'm just wondering, like, with breath weapons, maybe not the best thing to be in the back.
No, I agree. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of Baxter in the front. I just worry about him.
I think you guys are better at seeing things in the dark than I am.
As accurate.
Maybe have you.
Sometimes.
I think it would be better to take the rear, and if we get flanked from the back, I could, take care of that. If not, we'll figure it out.
I will point out that when I was slightly down the stairs, I was able to see light downstairs. So there are torches, and the people who are possessed are human.
So then we definitely want to have our casters in the front, so you can dispel.
I'm just saying you can still see, or you should be able to see, assuming they keep the lights on downstairs.
Did I memorize dispel off of you, Tappy?
Yeah, absolutely. I add it, because I would say, like, with stuff that you've learned, like fireball and such, like that I've gained off you, we would absolutely be trying to.
Which level is it?
Level 3. Spell magic.
Oh, I can also do the spell magic. Sweet. All right.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Blarth, are you fibbing?
I mean, I think we were talking about it. Fireball is like a
yeah, I
dispel
can do that
person.
too.
I could get rid of spells. Just
I want to hear Blarth try to mimic one of our spells as I'm saying it.
Copy,
But
boo,
it
motherfucker.
just
Hoogla
fades off.
moogla.
The shut up for the
Oh, sweet. You know what? I'll just cast fucking Circle of Protection from Evil and make sure that Blarth and Little S are inside.
Blarth.
You got circle?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go.
10-foot radius around me, so you got to stay kind of close, but
We're
last
gonna
2
be walking
hours.
down a hill,
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'll throw up Cop Evil.
Is it like a off on effect? Like if we step out of the circle, can we do the hokey pokey, or
Yeah.
do we have to like stay?
No.
Do we lose it if we step out?
For the entire duration, all creatures that attack the spellcaster and are within the circle suffer penalties, and then
So
things
it's just while
cannot.
they're within the circle.
But
or-
like magically animated, controlled, created, cursed creatures can't enter the circle.
Okay.
So yeah, you can dip in and out and be affected by it.
Maybe we should put it on Baxter. Is it 10 feet centered on a target?
On me.
Oh, it has to be on you.
Yeah.
It's a shame. You smell like patchouli on good days.
That's actually the circle of protection. It's just a hefty aura of patchouli around me.
I mean, we have the
So-
ability to have our own protection of evil from evil too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the aura is kind of nice. And it saves a spell slot. So instead of everyone dumping a first level
We're all just
spell,
hugging Linus on the way in.
Yeah. It's, God, get away.
do you have your exit, buddy?
Raise your hand if you do.
All right.
So, heading on in. Who's first?
Real quick, before we do this,
Mhm.
we don't have a rogue, so
You're correct, sir.
I'm gonna grab Find Traps.
We have a dragon.
I'm gonna
We need a
cast
rogue for
Find
it.
Traps because dragons are still susceptible to traps.
I cast Linus goes in front.
How
long does Find Trap last for?
30 minutes.
Okay. So, you guys are heading through a rubble-strewn corridor that leads out into a large room beyond. Corridor is about 10 feet high. The air is stale and thick with humidity and kind of a musky odor. Molds and algae cover the glistening walls and ceiling. The passage is partially blocked with rubble,
I hate how moist this
kinda-
feels.
forcing a single file. Baxter has to kind of clamber over the rocks. In the distance, there's flickering illumination of a fire dancing on the walls. And yeah, when you guys come out into this larger room, you guys can see this massive chamber appears to be living quarters for a large number of native tribesmen. Sleeping mats, cookery, and utensils are scattered around the floor, surrounding a blazing fire in the center of the room. The hall itself is 2 stories high, complete with a stone balcony that overlooks the floor. A pair of stairways, one on the right and another to the left, provide access to the balcony. A rectangular hole is cut into the ceiling above the fire. This 20 by 30 foot hole reveals bright sunshine that is partially obscured by a net fastened onto the ceiling. The ground level is bustling with the activity from numerous native tribesmen, including 3 of them who are, you guys have noticed, near the stairs right around the corner here, staring at you guys, having clambered over the rubble to get towards the exit here. So let me show you the room.
How's the weather today? Are there any sort of atmospheric disturbances?
Nothing major. It's been pretty clear.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we should have asked the villagers about the thing I threw rocks at. Oh, next time.
Don't tell me through rocks.
We saw some asshole throwing rocks.
Yeah,
today.
he was
It's a real jerk.
real this. Yeah.
Tried dispelling him, but he kept throwing rocks. Fucking
Kept
asshole.
throwing rocks. It was just, like so unbelievable. Anyway, is that like a bad thing or like we're just wondering because like we would never throw
Yeah.
rocks at us. Like, ever,
Asking for a
ever.
friend.
But that guy, whoa,
Yeah,
buddy.
that guy. Whew, next time we see him, we want to be able to tell him that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Give
exactly.
him an earful.
Exactly.
Super big earful.
The snickering laughter that comes from Blarth in the background while all this is being said.
It was a good
Talked
throw.
about-
It was a
I actually
couple
imagine
throws.
it being a little bit more like Luffy from One Piece, where it's like, what do you mean we saw some random guy do? No, I was
did
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, that was me. What are you talking about?
It was a damn good throw. 3 of them.
Got me.
Yeah, no, that sounds that sounds about right.
Oh my god. This fucking shenanigans.
Oh god. Nobody wants to go in front.
Linus.
Dragon.
Linus.
Watch the dragon. Go first.
I will have the dragon go behind you.
All right. So as you can see, the rubble goes into that big open passageway. You can see the 2 stairs on either side of you. The big fire pit in the middle, the hole in the roof, and then a balcony raised up above, where you can see there's some doors on that balcony up above.
Abu Island.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk about it.
And there's 3 guys here right by the exit, and you guys can see another bunch of dudes out about in the room. So, you guys had some plan for dealing with a bunch of dudes. Now's the time to think about it. Maybe roll initiative.
Maybe.
You don't have to.
You can just watch.
That's an option? That's been an option the whole time?
Yeah, you just don't act.
Wow.
That's all. There's even some children here, by the way.
Oh no. Kids, fuck.
Well, I'm not going first.
Wait, are we doing D6 or
wait.
D20 for initiative?
D6 plus your
D6?
dex. Yeah.
Got it. We'll redo that because I think.
Yeah,
Get
there's
everybody.
like 10 children, like 12 women who are not dressed as headhunter warriors, and like another 12 what look like the headhunters.
Baby rolled a
Damn.
What's up?
rolled a d20.
Yes, then I roll a d6.
Yeah, specifically, the kids are
I see.
not evenly distributed around the room, but distributed enough where you just start throwing fireballs, you're gonna kill a bunch of kids.
Right. Wait.
I-
No,
I-
I
I
didn't
did-
say that out loud.
Is this like
The
children of the
lateral.
corn kind of kids? Like, is one of them named like Zachariah? Is there just a real piece of work? Like,
All of their
Yeah.
eyes
Wow.
are glowing as they
all
turn in
all the
unison
kids
to
Wow.
face
happen
us.
to be named Damien. It didn't weird.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I like kids as much as the next person, but if I could fucking backhand the kid who made my kid want to kill themselves, I absolutely fucking would. Not murder them, just the tab. Be like, your words have consequences. Time out.
The backhand, it was fine. It just so happened she was also wearing brass knuckles, but
It's a fashion piece. I can't be held accountable for
Not a
Exactly,
timeout.
exactly.
The time over. Yeah.
Also, we are very much in a fuck around and find out situation. Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing.
That's fantastic. All right, so yeah, Linus will be in front because he's got the COP stay away from me. and the sea traps.
Not like I'm
Uh-huh.
Ray or anything, where child is my favorite enemy for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I don't mind being up there as well. Just because, yeah, in order. Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely be getting
Start using
this
sleep
belt.
spells.
Do we have any sleep spells?
I'm going to spell. I don't have any sleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Throw out a big old block of the spell yet again. Yeah,
Sleep is a good first level spell.
Ooh, and children have low hit dice. Oh, nap time.
So
all right,
yeah,
Anakin, calm
you
down.
guys are basically trying to like pick the biggest sections and then just drop the bomb on it and get as many people as possible in a spell. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So what do we have for this? Because I'm gonna roll a d6 and that determines where I go versus you guys. I got a 4.
All right, so Jay and I go before you, fortunately.
Yeah, and she has Cynthia has a higher dex than me, so she's probably gonna go slightly before me anyway. So
Yep.
basically, everyone except Blarth is going before me. So spellcasters,
Yeah.
go! I assume spellcasters. It's that we're talking 3 dispel magics here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a total of here in the room right now, like 15 headhunters, 12 women, and like 10 kids. You guys can catch a huge chunk of them. Like if you're not aiming to catch the kids, you can concentrate on getting them the male headhunters. You guys can probably actually get all of them in
Sweet.
3 castings, which might not leave that many of them to actually deal with.
Fantastic.
I
Okay,
think the
so
objective is to, yeah, I suppose, save the
I don't
folks.
even have to roll saves because the effect doesn't count as being higher level than you guys, so it only counts as being 5th level spell, which means that none of you have a problem with that. That means only 3 of the dudes are not immediately incapacitated, like throwing up, and a couple of the women, but the women are still the ones who weren't are still like grabbing kids and trying to like go hide or escape. So they're not. There's no fighting back. Only 3 dudes who are now like looking around, like trying to like rally their people, and are wondering why dudes are like leaning over and throwing up and being disgusted with themselves.
Just
Which means that their round is basically lost. So Blarth, you and
Cool.
Alabaster get to act before the 3 dudes who didn't get taken out by having the like, that dark allegiance imprinted in their brain.
quick, breath weapon the kids before they escape.
I mean, Alabaster would do it if you asked him to.
True.
I'm not saying Alabaster's evil, but he's not good.
A lot of free food.
He doesn't know what's going on. He's just a little guy.
He's like 60 years old.
He's just a little guy.
He's like
If I
60
had
years
him
old.
roar really loud, does that wake the people up that went to sleep? Or does magic not work that way?
We're not
They're no
sleeping
one
now.
asleep. Their
Oh,
their
we
brains
dispelled
got
we dispelled.
like
We dispelled.
unpure,
Okay.
so they're currently like discombobulated, not asleep.
There are 3 headhunters that are
All right.
still like, we chose this life. We're kind of into this. We're bootlickers.
And so those guys may have also been mentally dominated, but they were kind of more okay with being mentally dominated to do these bad things.
All right. So I'm gonna have Baxter speak as loud as he can. So he's gonna let a
gonna
mighty,
roar.
intimidating roar, and I'm gonna speak and yell, "Leave this place and never return."
Okay, that's definitely a morale check. Unfortunately, like the people who didn't want to be here, they're definitely going to follow those directives. But the ones who are opposing you are going to try to stick around.
How many are those?
So what's going on here this round is, you guys get to act before they kind of get to put together anything. What are the 3 spellcasters doing here on the second round of combat? Because they basically lost their first round. They didn't get to do anything. So now you guys get to react again before they get to do anything. Are you guys going to do anything different? Is there a new plan?
Yeah, I'm identify the group
Assholes.
of assholes who are not currently bent over up checking.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna do one of those wonderful hold persons. All
right.
Double check. Hold person up to 4 humanoids, 180 feet. So pop, pop, pop.
All right. These guys are slightly better than the previous ones, so these ones get a +1 on that.
Okay.
So D20 +1, and I got to get a 16. So if I roll a 15 or better, they save.
Aw, you bastard.
2 of them don't get held. 1 of them is. So there's 2 still open and ready to go.
All right.
And what are Eleonora, Little S, and Asiago doing?
I feel like Asiago technically rolled a higher initiative order than me, so
Oh.
Asiago.
And is Avina here? Did you guys take her along?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Avina would probably, on seeing that Linus didn't manage to hold 2 of them, she's gonna cast a light into the eyeballs of one of them.
Oh, I fucking hate that. I
Jesus
forgot about that.
Christ. Yeah.
I forgot we could do that. We've done that before.
Yeah. I did forget about that too.
Yeah, she blinded one of them.
Sweet.
Ow.
He's now flashlight man.
Yeah, and there's some dude who's got light coming out of his eyeballs, so he can't see shit.
He sees the lights. Don't go towards it.
He's
You'll
like a
stumble
really
into a wall.
weak Cyclops from X-Men, where like I shine light over here. But it is actually
Ah,
You can-
kind of bright.
You can read while I'm facing you, but I can't see anything.
Oh man, putting sunglasses on him would be kind of funny. Anyway,
So in addition to not being able to see, you couldn't see either because there's no
Yep.
more light. Yeah.
I can't
He's a
see.
blind man that can make enough light to read by.
No. Terrifying.
Weird.
love it.
So, yeah,
Non-functional.
Asiago. Only one of them is not incapacitated or vomiting right now.
Just the one.
I don't want to use that slot because that's gonna be our dispel magic. Oh yeah, like whole
Get over your
whole
fucking way.
person is also my also a 3rd slot spell, so we're not.
Yeah.
gonna
So
that.
do you want to like go over and just like put the one dude who's clearly
I
the
kind of
sociopath
just want
out
to
of the picture?
intimidate the son of a bitch. Like, are you sure you really want to scrap right now, son? Like,
So, like, he has had the attempt, and apparently that just filled him with resolve. You can try it again, but he did just have Alabaster roar in his face, and he decided that, yeah, this was a good idea.
He's ready to scrap.
He's maybe not bright. He's brave.
He's an
Not
asshole.
right? I like that.
mean,
Daddy
the other
likes
guy
a
is.
dummy.
Well, yeah, the bright one can't see anything right now.
He's very bright.
He's very bright. He has that light that shines from the inside, his eyeballs.
If you don't have anything in particular you want to do to this gentleman, Asiago, I would love to charm him and have us just stroll a little on deeper. He can point out where all of the important things are.
Asiago will like simply like do a little sashay away and is like after you. Like,
That's
Okay.
so funny because right now it's the Rosalina Observatory. So when you mentioned like waltzing away, that cued on, and it was just really weirdly perfect.
Well, yeah, Eleanor now has a new best friend who's totally
Hi.
willing to show you around.
Yep,
Yeah.
beautiful. Hey, we figured out who gets to go first now.
Oh, I didn't know my good friend was here.
Wow.
Oh, let me show you around. You should be
I
careful.
am the long lost love of his life.
Oh, you should be careful. The chief likely heard it. He and his sons and the witch doctor and a few others will probably be coming from nearby. We only have seconds likely before they come through some of the doors.
Where should we go?
He points to the doors. They're gonna come from there. Like literally, those are their rooms.
Beautiful. So we should probably try and figure out a way to.
So that would bring us to Blarth and Alabaster here at the end of the round before the next round starts. Do you
So
guys
you
want to
just
move
pointed out
someplace?
where they're gonna come from.
Yes.
Do you want to park Alabaster in front of one of those spots?
I'm gonna have him
Their
breath weapon the door.
doors. It's 3 doors along the cross of a wall. So if you look on the northern side of that room that got posted, you can see that spaced out across it are 3 doors. They're pretty wide across. It's like 70 feet. So you could go to the base of those stairs or go up the stairs and like be ready to deal with them up on the balcony rather than let them like rain death down upon you.
That sounds great. I think
All
we wanted to make sure we have the high ground.
So yeah, you and Alabaster are now up on the balcony on the north side.
All right. We are holding our actions for when they appear.
All right, and then top of the next round.
Quickly turn to the new friend. Hey, so like, is that the only door that they can come through, dude?
Are you fucking talking to me?
Yeah, I'm just asking. Is that the only door they can come through?
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me?
Never mind. Linus is gonna sprint over to the door.
Because remember, you
He's
know
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
yeah,
you.
no,
yeah.
Fuck
this
Ah,
fucking
never.
guy right here.
Oh, fuck.
Kind of reminds me when we have a really toxic boyfriend who goes with you to F&M, and like whenever just any of your friends come up, they're like, "Who's that guy? Who's he? What the fuck?" Like, calm down.
Jesus,
It's
dude.
fine.
Simmer down now. Linus is gonna sprint over to the door where the leader and/or shaman are going to be coming out of,
Those are
and
the
he's
3 doors up on top because he said that shamans, the chief, his sons, and the shaman are going to be coming out of those doors.
which is the most like fancy looking amongst them?
They're actually pretty equal. This whole room looks like these people moved into an existing structure and they sort of repurposed it. So it wasn't like they remade the doors to be fancier. It's all 3 fairly identical doors. There is a door to the south. He didn't make mention as that being a risk, but there is a door to the south. And then there's a door to the east out of the room that's down on the lower level. And he didn't make mention that's where people are going to come from. But you think he was talking about the doors to the north because they were more immediately like, that's where a threat's going to be.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a chance to talk about any like thing else. He's just those are the ones they're going to open up right quick.
Is he gonna be on my initiative order?
Yeah, that's easiest to put him on your initiative order.
Perfect.
Do any of the 3 doors, real quick? Do any of the 3 doors look like they're more used or have
No.
more foot traffic? Okay.
No.
I'll just pick the left one then and cast Shape Wood and just warp it into place.
So these are not wood; these are stone doors.
Stone door? Who makes stone doors in a stone dungeon? Piece of shit.
This
Okay.
whole complex is made out of stone. Like this is a stone construction. It is dug out of the earth, and then all the stones were fitted into place. This is basalt and granite construction.
Okay.
What's up, Linus? I thought you liked getting stoned.
Hey,
Waka waka.
I like how we're all doing this like in the middle of the dungeon.
They're like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
What's wrong with any of you?
These people are fucking crazy.
We're doing finger guns at each other in the middle of combat.
Hey.
You just murdered 5 people.
Hey.
Suicide Squad. It's giving.
We haven't killed anybody.
No,
actually.
I know.
know,
Not in
right?
this encounter. Not in this encounter. I'm just...
One guy
It's
might
Suicide
be
Squad, but
traumatized, but
Yeah, it'll be fine. I've got a buddy.
Yeah, you're really close. Like he feels closer to you than he's ever felt to anyone in his life.
Perfect.
Cool. Instead of Shape Wood against these non-wooden doors, I'm just gonna cast Wall of Thorns across the front of the 3 doors.
Yep.
Damn.
Like pulls from the ground, just this massive wall of briars and brambles with a couple of roses here and there, for taste.
For aesthetics. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's actually a really kind of beautiful hedge. When you squint at it closely, like, the roses like hold out their thorns menacingly and like kind of stab in your direction. And then
How visible is it to see through them? Is it completely blocked line of sight, or is it
due to its structure, the wall it says prints. I think it's supposed to say prevents from being seen clearly through.
that would
Thus
make sense?
offering
Yeah.
cover from ranged weapons.
All right. So, Asiago and Eleanor, are you guys doing anything? The doors have been completely blocked off. Did you want to ask him about anything else that might be here in the area that are not going to immediately be a problem? Because nothing on the other side of those doors is going to be a problem right now.
I would like him to tell me more about, because I'm just so scared of all of the big scary things that are here. Could you possibly protect me, Misto?
Yeah.
Love of your life.
There's the secret door up along the top level by where the
You're
chief's going to
so
come out of.
smart and strong. Can you
you
go
have
show me
to-
where the secret door is?
No, you don't want to go down. It was an observatory to look out across the front entrance, but there's some sort of mold that that kills people up in that room, so we've blocked it off. You don't want to. That one's bad. Doesn't go anywhere though. It's just an observatory that we don't use anymore. There's the hallway that leads out and a secret door to a side room over on the side there, where the priests speak to the altars. And then there's some further on areas where the priests have hidden chambers further in. There's an altar somewhere back in there, but they don't allow the rest of us to go there. And there's some mechanism, I've been told, that goes down to a lower level, but none of us go there except the priests.
I bet you could go down there. You're super smart. You're smarter than like all of the priests are.
Yeah, we would just have to find it. I've never been there because they don't let us back into the back chambers.
Do you want to help
to the
me
east.
find it?
I can do that. All right. So,
Awesome.
Asiago, what are you doing while this is going on?
Curious. Have the spell Sunbeam. Would I potentially be able to utilize that? It doesn't describe it as such. Would I be able to utilize that potentially on these vines that are now created to like enlarge them, make them stronger by
Not
using them with more sunlight? No.
Not really. No.
All right, that was my creative play.
That's not really Sunbeam's impact, because that's the second level spell, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sunbeam is really good against undead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like plants hit by Sunbeam would probably get a growth burst, but not magically fast. It would be more like growth lamps.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one that has the reverse being Moonbeam instead of like a Dark Beam. It literally is Moonlight that can can force lycanthropes to shift.
Oh,
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that is.
It's a quick, fast way to find out if anyone who's a lycanthrope by, in the middle of a room turning them into their beast form. Nothing can go wrong. Look, all I'm saying is Traladarans made a lot of spells that interface with undead and lycanthropes. A lot of spells that interface with both.
We got these spells and we're doing dispelling and that sort of thing for them. I figure if we're getting charged immediately from like a few different areas and we already got them trapped, I think I'm just gonna set up with the halberd, be ready with them as they come through the door if they haven't, since they haven't yet.
They can't get out of the doors because there's literally that wall of thorns. Are you talking about some of the other doors?
Yeah, I suppose so.
He had not mentioned there's anything through the other doors other than like the temple complex, and then he mentioned that there's a room where they keep some of the women to the south. And then the secret doors that he mentioned were one goes to an outpost, and the other one goes into a room where the priests talk to the gods. But he wasn't saying that there's any priests there right now. The person you talked to didn't seem concerned about those. He thought the rooms were going to come out of the 3 doors to the north, which have now been completely blocked off by a wall of thorns. In fact, the doors are probably open now, but they can't get through the thorns. And if they try, they're going to hurt themselves.
Okay. You said ruin the south. There's like more people, women.
Yeah. So the women in this room are the ones they've either have fallen under the mental influence or have just been so browbeaten they don't bother trying to escape anymore. They keep the freshly captured women in the room to the south until they can break them down.
Oh, well, let's go pop that room open real quick.
So,
yeah, I would do that.
At this point, you guys have basically locked the room down. The folks on the other side of the thorn wall can't easily deal with you guys while it's up. So you guys now can leave combat and have a chance of, do you want to load everybody up on canoes and have them go back to Mantu?
So I will point out oh no, it's turns. Fuck, never mind. Yeah, Wall of Thorns is going to be up for a minute.
Yeah, no, each turn is 10 minutes, dude. That Wall of Thorns is so long where, no, it's no longer combat. No one can get through that without killing themselves at the moment. Unless no one's high enough level and powerful enough to get through that without killing themselves right now.
Okay. I thought it was rounds.
No.
We have several. We have like an hour.
Yeah, an hour and change. to
Perfect. That's plenty of. We like barely scratched the surface in here. We could absolutely break free these girlies.
Yeah, you can round up all the people. Basically tie up the ones who are going to be problem children, and load the ones that are now like freed up and you load them up on their canoes and send them all back to Mantu. And you guys don't have to go anywhere. You guys can then deal with this place without having to worry about a bunch of like innocents getting caught in crossfire by like getting them the hell out of the compound.
Cool.
Perfect.
You know what that means, and I look over to
Can we-
Eleonora.
Can
Fireball.
we send them off? Or I was gonna say fireball.
Fire-
Can we send them off with uh our cleric?
You can
Check.
send Avina back with them. She can go over them, make sure everything's fine. If you guys didn't want to like have Avina go down into the dungeon, she can definitely go and take these what amount to refugees now and escort them over to the Isle of Mantu.
I'm not
Will-
sure how comfortable Linus is with dragging her down here.
From a meta standpoint, will she lose out on experience by not being?
Not really. Like I'm fine with leaving her because she's still participating in doing things.
Okay, cool. That's the main thing. Is like
She's gonna be working on like housing and reconnecting people, and I don't know if you get experience for that in D&D, but I feel like you should.
Like, I mean, she spent, what, 6 months with the hobgoblins and didn't gain a level. So I'm trying to power level her a little bit here so she doesn't get
Like,
gibbed.
here's the thing with this kind of stuff. You guys have been bringing her along on a lot of the adventures, so she's been getting XP and then leveling doing this because it's different than like just leading people through doing chores and then praying to people every night. She wasn't really learning anything doing that. You guys are actually having her do new and different things all the time.
Cool. Okay, then yeah, she can take the adventurers home, or the adventurers. She can take the refugees home. I don't think there's anything that's gonna last long enough that she has prepared to drop on us before she heads out. So yeah, she can take the boats over, explain the situation to the villagers, let them know that we're taking care of it.
We could tell her to come back if you really want to. Like,
No. This is if she's gonna learn and grow from this, then she can go off and do her own thing. That's totally fine.
I wonder if Eleanor's manslave knows where there's any good like valuables here.
So he knows there's some valuables in the where the cleric section is, but like he also had mentioned that the cleric section,
He doesn't
the
know
areas that
much.
they're forbidden to go. There's a room that's immediately off with a secret door that the shrine is. He's been in that, but apparently there's also the hallway going out to the east. Has passageways that apparently he hasn't been down them, but he's been told that there's a hidden inner sanctum back there, and then there's a way into lower levels below this. So he doesn't quite know what all is back in there, but he know it goes on much further than just this area. It's just as a simple headhunter, he's never been allowed to go further than basically this room or just the sanctum just past.
Should probably go down there.
So did you guys want to start exploring, or do you guys want to wait for the wall of thorns to come up and then like jump each room in turn?
I mean, we've got an hour. May as well poke around a bit.
Yeah,
I like the idea of setting the wall on fire and letting them
yeah.
deal with that.
I don't really want to go somewhere, get in some more
Oh,
trouble, and have them
Let's
show up behind
ask.
us.
Oh, first, what is my new friend's name? I need to give him a name.
Let us.
Ken.
Steve.
It's Ken. All right, Ken. Are the shaman and his sons worth sparing? Do you think that they should live? Like, have they been good to you? Have they been raising you up? Have they been making you feel supported in your role within the infrastructure? Is there an HR? Like, headhunter resources? Like,
I mean, he'll say, no, I mean, they are great warriors. They've given
are
many
they-
sacrifices to the gods. They're very good at what they do and been blessed as a result.
but do you like them?
Of course, I aspire to be them. Remember, this guy didn't. He's a sociopath.
No, I know. So then my
He-
next
by the way,
question.
his name is Koa.
No, his name's Ken. So Ken.
Kenoa.
Kenoa. Yeah, I just call him Ken for short. So Ken. If one of them were to not exist anymore, do you think you could do their job?
Oh yes, with you at my side, we could conquer the village of Mantru and make all serve us.
Beautiful. I vote we try and do that. So why don't you take me to all of the important people that we would need to otherwise dispatch so that we could put you, and I'll boop his nose, in the correct position that you should be in. And I'll wink at him slyly as I emphasize the correct position.
Linus
All
is giving
right.
Eleanor a very concerned look right now.
You
But
can side eye me all day long, but if you do that too fast, my friend over here is gonna want to try and snatch that out your skull. So I recommend maybe keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, he'll point at the first one. It's like that's the room that the chief's sons live in. There's 3 of them. We could take it quickly. The middle one is where the chief and his women are, and then the last one over here is where the witch doctor and his apprentice are. I don't know if his apprentice was in the room or not. He might have been out here amongst the folks let out. I didn't really pay attention because his apprentice it doesn't really have any magic powers. He's an apprentice priest. I do know that there's talk of other priests that are down deeper that don't come up anymore, but I don't know how true that is. That might just be the witch doctor making up tales to keep stronger power by claiming there's more people backing him.
Well, we could find out later. Okay, so in the meantime, how party? What do y'all want to do? A lot of information we just gathered.
Oh, they're
Ken
great
has been-
warriors.
Ken has been knuff.
Ken is emergency food for my dragon right now. We should probably take out these warriors. We did come here to stop them from attacking the village, so they guns to go.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't love the idea of a witch doctor being around here.
I really don't like that either. I'm actually surprised that he didn't magically ensorcel the thorns away.
Maybe
Patient.
he's not strong enough to deal with.
That's what I'm hoping.
Does Ken think that the shaman is strong enough to deal with? I'll just dead ask. Who do you think's stronger, the shaman of your team or this guy? And I'll just gesture with my thumb towards Brother Linus.
Oh God, that's not easy answer.
I mean, let me kill him for you.
Nice.
No,
Motioning towards Linus.
no, not yet.
Nice.
Let me
Need him
kill
to
him.
carry things.
That's do it. Hold on.
Do it.
But
Nice.
you know who I would love to watch you dispatch? I would absolutely love to watch you dispatch this shaman and maybe his apprentice. I bet you could do it, right?
Yes, for you I can.
Awesome.
He can.
Do it.
What I do.
So, which room are we turning him loose on first?
I want to turn him loose on the shaman room because, like Brother Lightus pointed out, I don't like the idea of having a shaman just sort of flexing.
Chilling. Yeah. Mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you guys dropping the spell or anything like that?
Can we just reduce a portion of it, like a slider?
Actually, could I shape wood? the thorns?
Yeah. If you wanted to cast a spell, then
Oh
shape wood
my
and
God, he got there. He
Beautiful.
finally.
a whole lot of it.
You can finally shape your wood, Linus. Aw, I'm so proud of you.
Make it all big and strong. All right.
Well.
Yeah, so Linus is gonna shape his wood, and make a nice big opening.
Yeah, which means that Kanoa is going to attempt to move into the shaman room. When there's some chanting, and all of a sudden the edges of the wall of thorns turns into 16 multi-striped snakes that are all now going to be trying to strike at Kanoa, because you left a shaman in a room.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not worried about that.
Let's take a look here. Let's see how bad it is.
Are those those aren't permanent, right?
No. It just temporarily turns a bunch of sticks into snakes that then attack
Yeah.
what you're going at.
Sticks to snakes. Such a great spell.
All right, I get to make some attack rolls.
Cheers.
And
What
how?
What happens if we dispel the snakes?
They disappear.
They disappear.
Explode.
That's exactly what I was thinking of doing.
Because we already know that the dispel won't work on him. Oh, but it might get rid of my charm.
Like how we jump into the place, we just hopping around. Dispel.
I mean, he's getting
dispel.
attacked by all this shit, isn't he?
Yeah, he got bit 7 times, which means he's not doing so well damage-wise. But it's the 7 saving throws versus poison that kind of suck.
You got this.
Just
Couple 20s at
thumbs
the
up
end,
with
dude.
a smile.
Jesus.
Hey, it's good.
Back-to-back 20s.
I believe in you.
You're doing great.
Yeah, his arm like is turning purple, and he's there's some frothing, and he's on the ground convulsing from 6, like what 7 poisonous snake bites.
God damn it, he's no longer emergency food.
Do you like-
Well, what are you talking about? He's probably been spiced now.
Oh, okay.
Your dragon would still eat that.
I think it's like it's less about it's a marinated. It's a marinade, right? It's a brine.
No, it's
It's
an
It's an
injected.
injection. It's
Yeah.
injected. That's true. There you
It's
go.
flavor injection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flavor
it's like the
injection.
turkey when you take the injector and you go.
Yeah. And that was my action. So Blarth,
Can I
you and
see the shaman from where I'm at?
were you up on the walkway so that
Oh,
you had a
God, no.
line into the room?
No, I am.
I think the person who would be Blarth and Alabaster,
Okay.
who can now go into the room if they want, since they have an action, because they got to act after the. We'll keep the initiatives from before, so you guys kind of acted,
Okay.
and then the reaction was from the enemies, and then Blarth and Alabaster get to round out the round.
Yep, we'll head in.
All right, as you guys just stomp into the room, which by the way, the dude's terrified now because there's a fucking dragon coming after him.
Suddenly, dragon.
White
Suddenly
dragon.
dragon. So you got your dragon can make an attack sequence, and you can make your one attack.
Okay.
Your dragon has claw bite unless he wants to breathe, and then you get one Blarth sword swipe.
How is the breath?
I'm gonna breathe.
How often is the breath?
He can do it 3 times a day.
Oh,
He
that's
can
a lot.
go breathe if he wants to.
Is it just the one guy?
Just the one guy. It's probably not worth breathing for one guy, but
Yeah, we'll do claw bite.
Snack time. It's snack time.
yeah.
All right, so he's a +5, I think, on the.
Yep. He's got a +5 on each of the d20 rolls, and he needs to hit an AC of 14 or better.
All right, so here's claw,
Miss,
claw,
hit.
and then we'll just do bites hit right now, and then we'll see what the damage is.
And hit. So he gets claw and bite hitting.
Okay, so let's see, it's claw, rakes, bite.
So it's D4 and 2D8, I believe, is what he's at right now.
1d4. 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2D6 is the damage he's at. 2D6.
I think the claw is just the 1d4 though, right?
Yep. Yeah, 1D4. So he did a point of damage with the claw, and then with the bite he gets 2D6. Chomp chomp. Patooey chomp chomp. 10 damage. So the dude's hurt. And then you get to swing at him now.
All right. I'll
With
come
your
in with a
+10 or +11 or whatever you have now.
yeah, 1d20 plus.
Is
And then
there any
he's-
check we could make to see if like these people seem like they're under the magical influence, or would it require a dispel to just confirm?
So your options are basically he's either under the magical influence or he's a horrible person. And this is a priest, so priests have better saves than normal people.
No. Sorry, I'm asking. Is there any kind of characteristic based off of what we've seen
Oh.
so far between like all of the people we've dispelled? Is there like
No.
a glaze in their eye?
No, it's
Like,
purely
there's no...
they're acting. It's kind of they're acting a little bit like Reavers, but like the ones who when the curse is lifted, it doesn't do anything. They didn't change their behavior. It basically just makes it so that you're set to being that like rating behavior.
Got
Yeah, that
it.
definitely hits.
Okay, 1d10. +2, I think it is. Washwa! Haha!
Yeah. Dude's taking in 17 points of damage. He's pretty hurt. He's
All right.
he's a 7th level cleric, so he's got hit points, but not that many. Not enough to make 17 not feel painful. Which puts it's now Shaper, Linus, Asiago, and Eleonora, along with Little S, get to go. You guys are still in the outer room. Do you want to head into the chamber? Do you want to yell encouragements? Do you want to try to save Kanoa, who's currently convulsing on the ground?
Who's currently Canucks?
No, Linus will cast Dispel Magic on the room just to see what happens.
Okay, so the snakes go away. That was easy enough.
He's probably like, why didn't you do that the first?
Yeah.
Initiative orders, man.
Does it get rid of the poison from the snakes?
It would if he wasn't already poisoned. He now has the property of being poisoned, which is a non-magical effect.
Is he still charmed?
No, he's no longer charmed, but
Doesn't
he's also
matter.
not. He's not doing anything.
Oh, he's just convulsing. All right.
Yeah. It's because Shaper Linus is a higher level caster, so he doesn't even have to check to see if he can dispel your charm. But he's unconscious from all the poisons. Because he's dying on the ground. If no one saves him, he will be dead soon. It is now Asiago or Eleanor, whichever one of you wants to act first.
Do we notice anything else happen to the room? Because Linus was actually standing right by the room because you have to touch the wood in order to shape it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was looking into the room as things are dispelled. Does anything else change?
Not really.
Okay.
This was just a sleeping chamber. This was not like their sanctum or anything like that. There doesn't seem to have been any other big effects. Not anything that would have caused a visible difference by being removed.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there were any like buffs or if one of the two or the shaman himself was like, oh God, where am I? What's going on?
Nope. Yeah, nothing like that.
Okay.
I guess I wouldn't mind moving up and giving the shaman an opportunity to join us or die.
I mean, having a shaman at the village back on the mainland would be kind of nice.
Right. So Eleonora would like to try and convince him to join us or die.
Persuade him with magic.
No, I want him to want to join us.
Do you want a sociopath willingly joining us, though?
I'm thinking.
I mean, the issue here is that you're enemies of this god, so he doesn't want to seem to willingly do anything with you.
Fair. I gave him a choice. That is how Eleonora absolves herself of bad feelings about murdering people with her goblin later. I gave them an option. They said no. And I
Speaking
went,
of the
"All right."
goblin, did you want the goblin to go in and do anything? Because unless
No,
you
my
prod
precious
him,
baby
he's
no,
not going in that room.
He's in my little Bjorn. He's just gonna he's
Yeah.
this little guy. He's just gonna eat snacks.
All right, Asiago,
Snacks.
your only hope.
Snackety snacks.
He has more HP than me. Goddamn.
He does.
Get your own baby goblin.
In fact, doesn't he have more hit points than everyone in the group?
He does have more hit points than everyone in the
He's
group.
Doesn't he have more hit points?
Whoa.
He almost has more hit points than Baxter, I think.
I was gonna say Baxter though. Come on.
How many hit points does Baxter have?
It says here 42.
I have more. Little S has more hit points than Baxter.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
He's my baby.
He's just actually like a ball of muscle now. Like what?
Yeah. Well, he rolled an 18 for his fucking constitution, I think.
Oh,
so.
I take that back. His max HP is 39. Never mind.
So he's 3 less than the dragon.
I have 20. 20 is what I have.
I didn't say you had to go in there.
No,
You're...
Also,
He
hurry
has
up.
twice as many hit points.
He didn't
That's
get
why I
that
stay in the
way
back.
by me throwing him into places, okay?
I mean, that's true.
Got that way by him staying in my backpack and getting fed snackies like a perfect
he's
little
Back
angel.
up strength.
He stays in the backpack until the one moment he needs to not be in it.
Kill the kill.
Yeah.
He's a goblin. What do you want from him?
He's like the perk in Fallout of the mysterious stranger that when you're in VATS might show up.
So, to get in there, basically, like, all three of you are in there now, right?
No.
Oh.
I was like on the outside. I didn't want to
Okay.
go in that room.
Yeah,
but,
the only
like,
person who's in the room is
Oh.
Alabaster and Blarth.
I
Even
thought Linus was- okay.
no, even Linus is outside the room looking in. He's up on the platform area looking in, but he's not in the room.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There were snakes that bit the shit out of my crony, so like I'm not going in there. I'm good. Why did it have to be snakes?
I thought you just dispelled the room. The snakes are gone.
I don't
right?
know what else is, but he made the snakes appear at the first. Like I'm good being just out here, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, bad things have
Girlfriend-
happened in that room, so she didn't necessarily want to be in the room right now.
I
Right.
hear you.
Plus, there's a giant dragon in there who could breathe, and so I'm just like, you know what?
Nah. Blarth wouldn't do anything to harm me. Of course not. He wouldn't shoot me mistakenly. Maybe hit a dog or something like that. You know.
You know it was for the better.
It was interesting.
For the better.
Yeah. No. It was.
It was.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate last night. No. I will. Yeah. Considering the numbers, I was gonna stay outside to kind of watch her back, but we got a couple people outside, so I suppose I'll press in and potentially help out with this fucking shaman situation if need be.
Yeah, you can move on up and just halberd the dude from the second line. So
Yeah, he's not cooperative right now, is he? Yeah, no,
He is
fuck
really
him.
not.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
He's really
fucking
not.
hit him.
Right,
He's
he gave him a
talking
choice.
about how his gods are going to strike all you and take your minds from you.
It's like,
Lord.
remember the orcs that we fought at the other temple where we're like, okay, you can back the fuck up, or like,
And you need to hit AC 14.
Dude, do we want to charm this guy? He's probably got more information.
That's
nah.
what I was saying.
I would rather charm the chieftain because this guy's probably got a pretty decent resistance to being charmed, whereas the other guy, the bot
Players
guy,
do have a better save than fighters do. Fighters have the worst spell save.
right? And so I'm imagining if we have the
9.
chieftain, you know, the head honcho of this whole fucking operation. He probably knows where all of this shit is and might have better access. And it's not that I can't charm person like 4 more times, but like,
So Asiago just he hit the armor
Yeah.
class of a like ancient dragon of some sort. Seriously,
Oh.
29 is outlandishly good.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to bring this up. We are going with silencing while I'm doing this because I'm using the crescent moon +1 of silence.
Oh shit! It finally came in handy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
So-
it's come in handy before. This is just definitely another time.
So let me make my save to see if I'm silenced.
There you go.
Yeah.
This
You
will
have stopped
also hack
spellcasting.
into him with
Yeah.
18 damage.
Yeah, he's dropped.
Oh, beautiful. He's just completely dead. Shit.
I'm a 7th level cleric with no con bonus, man.
Beautiful.
My hit dice is 76.
Sorry, I kind of hooked it into the back of his head. It's the crescent moon. I'm not used to this thing yet.
I had 28 hit points, man.
Got him.
They had dropped me down by 19 previously, so I had 9 left. So you just did negative 9 hit points now. I'm dead.
Very dead.
Yeah.
The deadiest.
All right, yeah.
he had a choice.
Yeah,
He did.
He did.
Yeah, beautiful. I thought I was gonna need silence him, but there you go. All right, let me get. And I had to like shake his head off the fucking end of the spike. All right.
Get off! It won't get. And start using.
Kick
your
him
foot
off
to
a
try
little
and
bit.
pry
Yeah,
it off.
exactly. Yeah, you gotta
Get
get the leverage.
It won't come off. Let's start tugging on it.
All right, nicely done.
Yeah.
We still got.
Loop. No, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
We got plenty more to do, but yeah, as far as this immediate room, I suppose. What do we got?
Yeah, like you can find some stone carvings of like tentacled faces with like 3 eyes. A lot of iconography like that. The dude had a holy symbol of that, a stone like squat thing with like the tentacles coming up over its shoulder, that was hanging around his neck. And just a bunch of like sleeping furs that are like 30 or 40 of those like the little vampire deer hides like stitched together. Not a whole lot else in this room. Like this is just a sleeping room for this dude.
Okay.
I imagine the amulet or some shit's probably magical, but we'll work that out later.
And then what's the plan here for the next two rooms? Chief's room or Sun's room?
Man.
Fuck.
I mean, if we go for the chief, dude, like if we get the chief, we could probably convince his son to step down.
The
Hey,
priest
you
room.
know, I don't know about that. I think
My
you might
three
want
sons.
the vengeance aspect of everything.
Vengeance
They're-
for CG.
Yeah, they're all guns to have to go, so it doesn't really matter. Why don't we start with the son?
There was talk about potentially charming the chief. I think that got
Yeah,
mentioned.
that's where I was saying is we could get the chief to tell his sons to step the fuck back.
I see. Okay,
I dig it.
to the chief.
Is your shape wood spell still running, or do you need to cast it again, or are we just waiting for it to expire?
Let me see how long it lasts. I think it's just a one and done. I only had one prepared, but
Got
I'll
it.
double check.
Yeah, if it lasted a while, then that's a really great pair off with the Wall of Thorns. If it's a one and done, it was cool in the moment, but not as great a synergy.
Shape wood duration permanent. So yeah, it's just
The
a
one and done. Yep.
it's a one and done.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I can. We can chop these plants down technically.
Let's just leave him in here.
I mean, give it an hour and the thing will go away on its own.
Yeah. Did you guys want to like just check out the altar room while you're waiting? The priest quarter.
If we chop down the wall in front of the chief's room, though, we can get him before his sons come out.
I have a whip. I don't know what I'd be chopping shit down with.
I mean, the halberd should work, I think.
I guess that would be all help. Bring up a good point as far as getting the jump. Kind of know we're coming, but at the same time, it kind of cuts it off.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, it feels
Unless
like a
the rooms
huge
are-
Johnny moment.
Or the rooms are connected in the back anyways, and this play would be for naught because they'll be there
Ooh,
anyways.
good question. Did we check to see if there's a way into the other rooms from the main room or the side room?
I don't have this spell prepped. I wish I did. I don't think Eleanor would have a prep, but you'd have access to this if we're sharing spells more or less. Clairvoyance would allow us to see what's like in the room, basically. Why
I
not?
have it,
So
but not memorized.
the room layout, guys. The room to the south, 3C was that was where the women were. 3 was the main room. 3 The 3As are the chief room and the sons. 3B was where the priest was, and then 5 off to the side is the sanctum.
Okay.
What it actually is the way out there is basically the priest can impersonate the gods along the wall by getting in that inner chamber where there's some holes and then give commandments out as though it's the gods talking.
Ooh,
Geeky.
And there's a way going out. So the way down is through the back of the room 5, which is where the priest chamber is. So there's no other way out there. You can actually see where the secret door is leading to the hidden chamber where the mold is that he warned you about.
I can probably find a way to deal with that later once we've cleared this out.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually not anything in there. It is just an observation room. There just happens to be mold there. It's one of
Okay.
those like, haha, got you. If you happen to like want to be completionist and explore everywhere,
Yeah.
you'll run into a mold.
I mean, scooping a little bit of that in a vial and saving it for later might not be a terrible idea.
Yeah, because nothing bad would ever happen from that.
No, I see you get it. Nothing bad would ever happen.
Wow.
Ever.
Confirmation.
He
Yeah.
invented this law.
Yeah, see?
And nothing bad would ever happen. Promise.
Yeah, you heard him.
Oh,
It's,
nothing bad would happen. You were the chosen one. So what is the plan? Did you guys want to explore 5 and check things out? Well, since you still literally have like an hour, because it's been less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it would take us 10 minutes to hack through, according to the spell, it would take us 10 minutes to hack through one of the sections if we want to. And I can also just drop it anytime I want to on my own. But we've got time to explore around a little bit if we want to.
Okay.
I don't really want to explore and get into trouble and then have it drop on us later. We should take care of it now if we can.
Yeah, so anyone on the other side will know you're coming if you start hacking. If you just drop it, you might get the drop on someone because they won't know that it's been opened immediately.
I mean, do we really care if he knows that we're coming, if we're
Yeah,
about to
no, that's
charm
up
him?
to you. I don't know.
I think if we're charming the big guy right away, we'll be good. And if not, we'll just eat them.
All right, so are you hacking into the priest chamber, or are you going to drop it and then cast charm on him? What's the plan?
I think if we
Or
hack
drop
into it.
or wait for it to dispel and then cast it.
Is there any danger of hurting ourselves when we hack through it?
No.
Yeah, yes.
Well,
Because they would be able to hack through it without hurting themselves, I imagine.
If you had reach weapons, you could do it. But if you're getting up close, I think there's a saving throw potential of like getting trapped in it and taking some damage.
it says, at least in the spell, a subject can open a 6-foot wide, 10-foot deep path without injury in 1 turn.
Okay, so literally, if you take your time and it takes 10 minutes, you can hack
Yeah.
your way through. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
The only reason I suggest hacking through rather than waiting it out or just having me dismiss it is because if we drop it, then the sons can come out while we're trying to, deal with the chieftain. Then we'd have to deal with both. But
So-
if you guys don't really care, then yeah,
And then
drop both.
someone is going to be like ready to cast charm as soon as possible. Was that the
Yeah.
plan?
I think so.
All right.
It'd be on Eleanor.
So Eleonora, charm person on the priest, the chief who's yelling at you when he becomes visible.
Yep.
So let me resist your attempt.
Nope.
Yep. Nope.
No resisting.
Hell no.
Not allowed.
Futile.
Shit, I resist.
Ah, fuck.
We've been over this. We just talked about this.
Nat 20?
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20. So I
And
mean,
then you reroll that?
I only had a +3. Like I had to roll 13 or better. So like it was decent money on your side. But yeah, that means that I'm going to try to jump and attack. Who's the closest person?
Whoever would have chopped through the.
So probably Blarth. Asiago is a little on the squishy side to be the person in the front doing that. So
Yeah.
Blarth.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to attack you.
Oh, he can try.
Probably gonna succeed, but no.
AC 19.
Yeah, pretty sure that'll do it. I'm AC. Actually, I'm 22/19. So I think because it's the
No, he. Oh, and you have your weapon out anyway, so you have a deflect, so you could deflect it, so it wouldn't even possibly hit you.
Deflect it.
But does it even hit? Because
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Your first attack of the round, your first attack
Right.
is 22, so I can't even hit you. It's just you were good enough at like casually deflecting the blow without even trying.
Haha.
Haha! And now it's Asiago, you and Alabaster get to act in response, since you're the only ones who have not done anything. Well, I guess and Gabe. So Cynthia did something, but everybody else can go, which includes, I guess, Little S if Little S wants to get in on it.
Little S will vibe with me until this guy looks like he's squishy.
Okay. So Asiago.
I'll just real quick just give him a good old terrify. See how he feels about that.
Oh. Durham, a little spooky.
Yeah, little.
That's
little-
a saving throw versus spells. It's not one of the other saving throws.
Let me see. Terrify.
Remove fear. Where the heck is it? Remove
If
fear.
it doesn't say a saving throw, you assume it's spells. So
Saving
unless it
throw
says,
versus spells. Yeah.
nope, I am terrified.
Cool.
Which I think that means that I'm going to be on my turn running away to the far end of the room trying to get away.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Asiago,
Good luck.
Blarth, and the dragon. You guys, you three of you get to go.
Are we like on the same? Like we could, I could.
You get to go first, then they get to go, and then the round will start over again. Which means that Eleonora and you will get to go before this dude does, because
All right.
you basically were holding action, and the dude was waiting to get free.
Let me. I'll get in there for sure, and I'm attacking, but I'm kind of gonna like slightly rotate on him just to give maybe a little room for our dragon friend here
Yeah. Okay.
to strike.
You are hitting AC 15 with this guy.
Do it.
He's not super well armored, but he's not the easiest person in the world to hit.
So we do have multi-attack on this, so probably be rolling this.
That's right, because you're not having to move. You can literally, from where you're standing, take the 2 hits. Pop, pop.
So first one, 21.
Yeah, it's a hit. Unfortunately, these people don't have any good weapon skills. They don't have a good martial tradition, so I don't have any very
Woo! Not
capable-
bad. All right, all
2
right.
hits, as we're doing
17.
the metric fuck tongue of damage now.
All right. So that was the damage. So that was the 17 right there.
Oh,
So that
Jesus
was,
Christ! That would have
was
been an
one
armor
attack.
class to hit too. All right, next hit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm rolling them separate.
Hey.
I shouldn't have, but
Yeah, Asiago's a beast.
cinematic effect. I'm striking once. Bam, 17. Striking again. Oh my!
Jesus
I thought that was a
fucking
natty.
Christ.
Holy shit! All right.
Yeah, you got a 30 without even having to roll a 20.
He's having a hard time.
I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing in this book that you wouldn't hit with a 30.
And another 13. So 30 points of
30
damage. Total.
He's really hurt. He is really hurt. Actually, no, he's dead.
No fucking way!
I'm
This
very
dude
badly.
This dude was only a 5th level fighter, so yeah, no, he's dead.
Chief,
That
huh?
is- yeah,
I heard that
25 hit
right?
points. He had 25 hit points. You did 30. He's dead.
Well,
He rolled his 20 for
I mean,
defense.
granted, he's got
That
like
was-
10
that's
more
the
hit
end of it.
points than I got, but I mean,
And that's
This is
what you
what
get for having more hit points than me.
that's right.
That's what everyone who has more hit points than me will get.
Which is like
carry
everybody.
this, scrub.
It's like everybody. It's like there's like level 3 guys that probably have more hit points than you.
There are gnats hanging out by the horses with more hit points than you.
Yeah, a 2nd level fighter with an 18 con could have more hit points than you.
So, who else is in this room right now? They had mentioned that there were women.
Yes, there are 4 women who are hanging out at the back of the room trying to avoid you guys.
Got it. I tell them to flee.
Yeah, they will run past you and head out towards the boats.
Yeah, get on the boats. Exactly.
Yep. It is. Well, I guess. Do you guys want to let it drop and deal with the suns?
Sure. I mean, mana if you're not too tired.
Yeah, I mean these have all been pretty quick otherwise. I'm gonna try and charm the more homely of the sons.
Oh, try to get the ugly one.
I said homely.
Wow.
I said homely.
I can't believe it. No, just-
Wow. He said that. He really did.
Done did it. Dun did it.
Yeah, he failed his save. So,
Beautiful.
the 2 of them, Asiago, you and Gabe get to go before them. They're gonna try to attack, but one of the sons is gonna try to protect Eleonora. The other 2 are gonna try to kill you guys.
Cool.
Wow.
Oh,
They
there's
can
3
get
total. I
held.
thought there were 2.
There are 3 sons.
Okay.
One of them is now your boon
That's fine.
companion, and 2 of them are trying to kill everyone.
Got it.
But you guys get to go before him. So Asiago, Gabe.
I mean, Asiago, unless you got something, I was just gonna hold person.
Oh, you got. let her rip, because I don't have it prepped. I have whole person available, but Dispel Magic is...
So I have a
Think of that.
+1 on these saves. So I'm doing 2d20 rolls and then adding 1 to the rolls. No, both fail. So both of the other sons are held. So you have one of the chieftain's sons as a boon companion. He's upset that his brothers got held, but you guys haven't killed him yet or anything. But to be honest, he wouldn't care that much if you kill him.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he's with his chosen one, who he can protect and be with. Like, why would he need brothers?
Fair.
Like, Eleonora understands. She's the only one that understands him.
I'm the only one who will ever understand and love you.
Oh, I'm surprised Little S isn't jumping out of the backpack
Right?
right now, about to fucking
No, here's
rain
the thing.
down from...
Little S knows that the
What's up?
dude's gonna die soon anyway. Little S doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Little S knows
okay.
what's up.
Look,
He's
Little
like,
S is
I've
Little
I
S
feel
is
it.
like,
before.
if this is a problem a week from now, Little S will just kill the dude in his sleep. Like, it
Yeah.
isn't a problem that'll take care of itself later.
One of two things is gonna happen. He's gonna either outlive his usefulness or Little S gets target practice. Either way, it's an enrichment activity for the whole family.
Right now,
Fantastic.
you have a 3rd level fighter who's been charmed by you. So he's just a 3rd level human fighter.
Alright.
That's...
He's now the new chieftain of this area, and I would like him to show us around his kingdom. I've been told that there are priests. I would like.
Yeah,
him to
which,
take us
as it
there
turns
so
out, you guys already killed the head priest. The apprentice had already gotten himself the dispelling effect and then left. He can show you into the priest's chambers because he knows they have passageways beyond, but he himself has never been because he's only been to the first room that's in the sanctum, never to the rooms beyond. He will mention that his father had mentioned helping the priest because they had to block off the passageway in order to keep things from below from crawling out.
Like what?
So unlike the others,
Things like what?
Oh, well, I mean, there are things with tentacles that are not our gods, and we have to keep them out.
Can he show me?
He'll both draw what he talks about as being like 8 tentacled thing that sounds a lot like an octopus, but like he says it's like 30 feet long, and can go up unlanded if it needs to. He'll talk about how there are humanoids that are like them but disfigured and ugly that live down below. He'll talk about some mushrooms that seem to move on their own down below. He'll talk about that. Yeah, there are weird things that live down in the water because there's certain chambers below that are flooded that are also very strange, and they've never seen those, but like people are dead from it.
Okay. So like, what would be the best way of if you wanted to permanently defeat them? Because you're so big and so strong and so smart and so brave.
Well, I mean, I'd have to get a group of men and go down after them inside the depths because they're down in there. All the wall really does is just kick the can down the road and keep the problem from happening right now, but it doesn't solve the problem.
I see. Okay. How unfortunate. Because the only thing that I want more in this world is to rid the Under Temple of these abominations.
Then we'll have to go down and deal with them.
You're so smart and so brave.
This guy's name is Makani, by the way.
McConnell? Okay, McConnell.
McConnell.
No.
No.
He is the ugliest one.
Homely. Instead of homely. Y'all are taking it too personally.
Yeah, he's a
He
3rd
has
level
navy
fighter.
blue bed sheets. I don't know what you like.
Oh my god.
He thinks
Never
about the
will
Roman
be.
Empire all the time. Like
The hit 90s folk song. Navy
You
blue
around.
bitches.
Well, I will. He's got a guitar that he constantly wants to sing and serenade people with.
So yeah, you guys have effectively broken the back of the headhunters, but you have not yet solved whatever the great evil is below.
Right.
So you guys have removed the headhunters as a problem preying upon the people of the village of Mantu. But whatever that great evil is that controlled them into becoming headhunters has not been stopped as of yet. So this is probably a good ending point if, like,
Yeah.
'cause it is after 10. Anything
agree.
more would require a dungeon and crawl down into the depths, but that's where we're at now. Is the next step would be ridding the down beneath the temple of whatever great evil is coming up from below.
I vote we go back to the village. We celebrate our victory and receive accolades for reuniting people with, lost family. Regain some spell slots. Readjust readjust what we're carrying, and then head back out.
Yep. Sounds like a great
I
idea.
don't think resting in this place is an
No.
okay thing. Literally at all.
Look,
Oh God, no.
no, it'll be fine. Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing
Just
can
accept,
go
just accept
wrong.
the dreams.
How long does it take to make scrolls?
You guys are not in a good place for making scrolls. It's not a controlled environment. You don't have a good library here. This is not a scroll making location. You guys barely have that. You can't really even do it back at your base in Tanaroa
Right.
because you guys don't have a good, clean place with a large library, at least for the wizards, which is you guys.
Yeah.
The priest, he doesn't have a good temple yet. He'd have to build himself a good, Gaian temple, and even then, he wouldn't really want to make scrolls anyway. Maybe potion brewing would be a better choice.
Potions aren't the worst
No,
idea.
scrolls on a sheet of bark is totally normal.
It's the same thing as a potion.
But he'd have
right?
to make like a big old grove, and like he doesn't yet have one of those here on the island. He'd basically
I
have
just
to create a grove here on the island to pull off a
don't
good
feel
spot for that.
particularly well equipped to go deal with the things they're talking about.
Could we? Could
Blark can't even see in the dark.
no? We can fix that. We have the
God, put
spells to
light
fix
in my
that.
eyes, please.
But
We
then
have the spell to fix that. I'll just cast it on your forehead. We just have
But then
you
it takes up a spell
a
that
headlamp.
could be used to like be charming or.
I have a light scroll.
oh man,
I thought. Wait, I thought Eleanor didn't use spells to be charming.
And use the spell to be charming. I'm saying if you were trying to do that, or if Asiago was trying to emulate, because I understand.
I don't use spells to charm. I don't charm. I don't need to charm. People just do what I tell them. I tell them to stop, and they stop. Hold still. All right, cool. See, they just did it.
Sure. To be fair, the patchouli smell is enough to stop most people in their tracks, so that checks.
I'm sorry, they made me sign a contract. I can't change the smell. I would.
Are you?
It's a sponsorship. Big fragrance.
Body
They pay well.
Raid Shadow Legends.